Hello again. It's that time. That's right. It seems like these weeks go by and by so fast. It's just like, it just seems like we just did the Christmas live stream. But here we are again. It's RFK Tech USA down here in the Florida Keys. Ho, ho, ho. Merry Christmas is over and done. And now we're moving to Happy New Year. How you doing there, Weasel?
No, I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm like extra happy right now. I just got proof for a newer vehicle. Food. Yeah. Yeah, so now I got to figure out how I'm going to get it. It's like in Arkansas. It's like got a really good deal, so.
That's going to be a fun one for sure.
Oh, yeah, it'll be nice to retire the old Jeep, you know. It's been taking good care of me for like a year and a half now. So 2001 Jeep with 250,000 miles on it. Of course, I only drive a couple miles to work, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, I'll give you guys a little peek of it too there. Let's see. I got a picture of it here. Let me share the screen here. So there you go. Oh. I just got off the phone with them today and they said I'm approved. So it's a 2020 Dodge Durango RT with 5.7 Hemi in it. Yeah, she looks beautiful. So yeah, it looks like I'm going to be retiring a Jeep. So let's see what happens here. So for sure. Well, let's see who's in here so far.
Pretty dang soon with all your radio antennas.
Oh yeah. I put all my amateur radio stuff in there. Put my security lights on there and all that good stuff.
In my area, at least, these are undercover vehicles.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because they use the Ford Explorers, and some areas are using the Durangos because they got the police version of the Durangos. Yep, well, that's true.
My city, the police force doesn't give an F, and they use all kinds of vehicles as undercover vehicles. I've seen them drive around a Toyota Supra.
What? A Toyota?
Yes, I knew it was a Toyota Supra, or I knew it was a cop car because they had light bars in it. And I kid you not, like 2 days after I saw it driving around my street, I saw it pulled someone over. And that's not even the first. I've seen. There was a short while they were using the new electric Mustang for a short minute. There's a Twitter page. There was a Twitter page where people would post all the undercover vehicles around town, and it would blow your mind at the vehicles they would use. Minivans,
I've actually seen some
with stickers on it. Looks like a family vehicle.
Dodge Charger Hellcats and Jeep Grand Cherokee with the Hellcat in it. Yeah, I've seen all kinds of stuff have that kind of. Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. So, yeah, so I'm approved. So yeah, so that's crazy. So it looks like Santa Claus is going to take good care of me. He's going to give me a new vehicle. So, and I want to thank Landers Dodge in Little Rock, Arkansas. Thank you for getting this deal done and everything. And my sales guy, Arthur, which I give him the link to the live stream, so he may even pop in here. And he may even say hi. So,
shit.
So yeah, that's pretty good. Well, we got MS in here tonight. Yeah, Zero Cool couldn't make it because he's working. And SMT was in here early because I was going to go live at 8, but then, of course, I didn't get to bed very quick because I was working on this deal. Because so I didn't even get to sleep until 12. So I moved the live stream up to 9 o'clock. So I know that's past Sneed's bedtime, so he bailed out on us already, so that's okay. He might pop in here in the chat, so. Yep, hello there. Let's see, Mod Squad, yep. Hi, Troy. Gene's here. Redbeard is here. How you doing, buddy? Let's see who else we got here. Now, I'll call it Zero Cool is in here watching from the background while he's working. Work comes first. That's right. Yeah, let me know if the scanner's too loud.
I heard chirping.
Yeah, they are.
That's about it.
Yeah, they just held the air for something going on.
Oh, dang.
Right here in town. So hopefully it's not at one of my properties that I supervise. Hopefully not. I can actually look on my my screen real quick here. Just make sure it ain't our property that we're at. But we got, let's see. Oh, Troy says he has a signal booster. Okay, what kind you got there? Yeah, that's our topic tonight. We're going to talk about cell phone boosters. Everybody's been saying, hey, talk about this. So we're going to talk about it. Hopefully Carlos can come in, but see, Carlos has been sick, so I don't know if we're going to get Carlos tonight. But he actually has SureCall cell phone booster in his vehicle he uses and stuff, so hopefully I can get a new one that is 5G compatible. Well, the trouble is there is no such thing as 5G. 5G is fake. 5G is the same thing as LTE right now. So, I mean, and as far as N77, there's no cell phone boosters out for N77 or 3.4 gigahertz.
Or N41.
So that's not neat.
Or N71 band 71.
Well, there is. Yeah, N41. Yeah, the boosters do boost that band. Yep, they sure do. But yeah, I think that they are talking about making one that has it. Now, I did find an off-brand one. I couldn't find it. I'll have to do a search on it and see, but I did find one that does boost 3 gigahertz. So that'll boost in 77. So we got Austin's Tech in here, and we have Aaron. I don't know. Did I send you a link here, Austin? I don't know if I sent you a link. I think I did. Maybe you're busy. How was my Christmas? Well, my Christmas is all right. I worked all weekend long. So I worked Christmas Eve all night. Christmas Day, I worked 16 hours because everything was closed. So we had to cover the day shift too. And I can only find somebody to do the morning shift from 6 to 2. So I worked 2 to 6 and then worked my regular shift 6 to 6. So I worked 16 hours, and then I had to work Monday night. So I worked last night. So, and then I'm off today, and I'm off tomorrow. So I got a little break, and then I got to work 4 more days: Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then Monday I'm off because my vacation starts, and I'm going up to Fort Lauderdale, hang out with my friend up there, going to do some cell phone testing up there, see how the networks are doing. Last time I was up there, it was horrible. Skunky was skunking it up. And AT&T was skunking it up. And the only one that really performed very well was Verizon, which is a shocker because last year, Verizon wasn't doing very good. Skunky wasn't doing good. And AT&T was actually the best one. But what's hurting AT&T now is dual connectivity. And I give you guys an example again last night. I did a speed test with N77 turned on. The signal, I think, was minus 113 from the tower that's 7.1 miles away from me, 2 towers over. There's actually 2 LTE towers away where that is. So that's crazy that they're beaming that stuff. And then I did a speed test with just the 50 megahertz of LTE and the 15 megahertz of N5. So you can see the difference in the speed test. And you look at that. Of course, that was this morning when everybody was sleeping, so there was nobody using the system. So that shows you the full capacity when you're by yourself. I think it was like 400 down and like 115, 120 up or something like that. It's crazy speeds. And then as soon as N77 was mixed into it, it tanked. Now it was still usable, it wasn't that bad. So I think it was like 40 up and like a couple hundred down. But when you're adding a new technology to it and it's not boosting the performance, then you're wasting your time. So AT&T, turn off your dual connectivity because it's a waste of time right now. It's stupid until you get carrier aggregation. Now, if you can get carrier aggregation, if we can keep the 15 megahertz N5, I know because it's fake 5G, but still, you take that and you mix it with 40 megahertz of N77, I think it'll give us a little boost. I think it'll actually make maybe 600 or 700 down. And then maybe even 150 up, which that would be tremendous. If that's when dual connectivity will actually work right, because you got to do carrier aggregation. When you bump off your N5 that's literally a quarter of a mile away, that's hurting you. That's not helping you. The whole purpose of 5G is to help you make things better, more performance. That's exactly right. So if they're going to skunk it up, we're not going to be happy with that. But yeah, my Christmas, I worked good, but I just got good news today. I got proof from the vehicle. So Santa Claus is bringing me a new vehicle. So it's a 2020. So it's like 2 years old. So it's still better than driving a 2001 anyways. Hello there, Gene. Blaze. How you doing there, buddy? Let's see who else we got here. Let's see. Happy New Year, everyone. Yes, yes, yes. And the poll was up too. Hope you had an awesome Christmas. Poll question is up. So yeah, let's see what the poll question is. This is what I put in here to start off with. Are you looking to buy a cell phone booster in 2023? Yeah, so maybe Santa Claus brought you a booster. Well, probably not. You know, most people don't really spend. But if you did, or if you are planning on buying a booster, what we want to know is which carrier you want to buy it for. So whether it's AT&T, Verizon, or T-Mobile. So, and I'm already looking at the results, and it's like everybody wants one for T-Mobile. Why is that? Because they only cover 62% of the population. Verizon and AT&T cover almost 72% now. So that's not surprising at all. Okay, it's changing there. Yeah, we got 21 in the live. So everybody's voting now. So yeah, look there. Now we're getting some more results from AT&T. And look, the least one is Verizon. Either that's because there's the least amount of people that's Verizon customers, or maybe that's because Verizon's got really good coverage. So that really depends too. So there, we got the poll up there for you guys. Troy says he's going to use it for all carriers. Now, like with me, I got multiple SIMs. I got AT&T on eSIM. I got Verizon on the physical SIM, and I got Skunky on eSIM number 2. So yeah, I do test out Skunky, but I never turn Skunky on to use it for my main line because they skunk everything up. They're horrible down here. They're horrible. The only time I turn it on is when I go to Fort Lauderdale when I'm testing everything. So I tested the network down here in the Keys, but it wasn't too bad. I think I got like 300 down and like, I forget what I got for upload speeds. I think it was like 60 or 70 up. So, I mean, the speed test performed well, but when I made a phone call, I kept getting dropped calls. So what good is it to have good speeds on your speed test if you can't even hold a call, or people are saying, oh, you sound funny, your call quality sucks. So that's the whole problem. When you got a wireless carrier, you need to have the whole thing, not just one part. You can't have speed test. Oh, I got a great speed test. All right, well, who cares? Speed test doesn't help you do performance related things. You got to have reliable data. You got time to contest. When you click it, does the thing spin around, then it comes up on your screen. Yeah, or when you click on it, like on Verizon, beep, it just comes up like within a second. But you know what? If you want to pay $25 a month for your line and it takes you a minute for the page to load and you're happy with that, knock yourself out. So that's good. So most people would pay a cheaper rate for having a slower time to content. And if they don't call on the phone very much, or they have a home phone they talk more on, they just use the phone at work and when they're driving around for emergencies, they don't care about the call quality. So, but if you're on your cell phone all the time, you want the best call quality. You want, like, especially if you're using your cell phone for work, when you're talking to customers and stuff. I mean, you want to sound the best you want. I mean, nothing's more annoying is when you're talking to somebody and they're all distorted and they sound horrible. I think we can even simulate that. There's a setting on here on my voice mod that simulates a bad cell phone connection. Here, let's see if I think I got it up here on the. Let's see, where's it at here? It's on the list here. They got some new sounds in here too. Oh, they got creepy doll in here. They got. You can sound like Alice, or you can sound like an astronaut, sound like Bob. They got all kinds of things on the voice mod here. Yeah, here, let's show you here. Pop it up here. Here, yeah. Look at all this stuff they got on here. Look at this. It's crazy. They got all these sounds you can. Like right now, I can
sound like a baby. See there? Now I sound like a baby. Hey, how you doing there?
There you go. And then let's see whether they got all kinds. You sound like a demon, doctor, echo. But there's one in here for, there's a cheap mic, I think. Yeah, there's one that says cheap mic. I thought there was one for like bad cell phone connection. Here's one that says telephone. Makes you sound like you're on a telephone call, whatever that might. Well, let's see what that sounds like. Here, let me click here. hear myself. I don't know. Oh, that's I guess it makes it just sound plain. There, yeah, that's what it did.
What's
it just
the
makes
cheap
you sound
mic
like a
sound
plane.
like, out of curiosity?
Oh, the cheap mic. Let's see what the cheap mic is. This is the cheap mic here. Yeah, this is what T-Mobile sounds like. All fuzzy and stuff. Let's see what else they got here. Let's see. Sleepyhead, speech jammer, birthday, engine. Let's see what else they got. They got all kinds of crazy. Oh, Kong. You can sound like Donkey Kong. Yeah, this voice mod's really.
Oh, there you go. Out of range.
Go
over a few to the right. It's the second to last row. Down one.
Oh, right here. Oh, yeah, here. Out of range. Yeah. Well. Oh, it's putting static in there.
It's static and chopping you in and out.
Static and choppy.
Oh no, what are you saying?
Of course, because it's digital. Everything is digital. You're going to have static in it. Either you got the signal or you got the signal. Why digital's so good?
Turn it off.
Static and
you don't even know
it's driving you crazy on T-Mobile.
No, it's actually like it's dropping your voice for like 2 to 3 seconds.
Oh, that's what's simulating. Yeah, it's like when it's simulating like your signals. Yeah, exactly. That's making it sound like you're on T-Mobile.
You were sitting there
you
talking and didn't know what you were saying.
Yeah, it's very annoying, ain't it? Yeah. So when I'm talking to somebody and I said I'll stop him and say, "Hey, are you on T-Mobile?" He goes, "Yeah. Why? How'd you know?" It's like because I can tell. Oh, it's crazy. All right, let's see who else we got in here. We got there you go. Oh, Tom's here. Hello there, Tom. Hope you had a good Christmas. I knew T-Mobile subscribers need sub boosters. Oh man, I'm gonna make T-Mobile customers mad, but hey, actually, I'm gonna make T-Mobile customers happy tonight because then they're gonna say, "Oh, that dead spot when I go to work. If I get a booster, then I won't have a dead spot no more." Yeah, glad you popped in there. We got 21 in the live already, so don't forget to vote on the poll. Hello there, TJ. How you doing? Tom, a Dodge Durango RT. Yay! Jackson's here. Mike's here. How you doing, buddy? Let's see who else we got. Wes, clearly RFK doesn't care about fuel economy. No, I don't care about fuel economy. Why would I? Heck, that 5.7 Hemi gets 22 miles a gallon on the highway. That's good enough for me. I mean, and gas can go to $7 a gallon. I don't care. I work 2 miles away
right now.
I mean, I work 2 miles away, so it's no big deal. Gigi, you never answered my email. Oh, it's a Wilson signal booster. Yeah, okay. I think Wilson was bought out by WeBoost, or they merged with somebody else, or something like that. But yeah, but that's what we're going to talk about.
Wilson,
I already got the
fun fact. Wilson is actually based out of southern Utah, I believe.
Oh, Utah. Okay.
They've got like a headquarters out here or something, or a shipping warehouse.
Let's see. I was going to look on here to see if it has their history. There's no about anything on here. Oh, wait, let's see. Products, learn more. Oh, about us. All right, here, let's read about us. We can't seem to find the page you're looking for, so we don't know about you. Okay, all right. Media Center. Let's see, logo, assets, blogs, product images, video. Yeah, so actually, this doesn't say. We'd have to go in the Wikipedia probably to figure out how they became, how it all happened here. So, but if you look down at the bottom, it says copyright 2020 Wilson Electronics. So I think it was a merger. Wilson, I think, or maybe it was just a rename. I don't know.
Well, there's still a Wilson signal booster, or still a Wilson website. So
yeah, but see, WeBoost, I don't think actually made their own boosters, did they? I think it was a name change. I think it's still Wilson Electronics, but I think they just made WeBoost as just a new name, I guess.
I don't know. I've had that Drive X for like over 5 years, and that thing's pretty solid.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. That one's pretty good. But yeah, that's what we're going to talk about tonight here. So let's see. No N71. Yeah, that's the only thing. You're not going to get N77 boost in you, but that's the thing. But right now in the rural area, that's where that you really need the coverage, and there's not really any N77. And now there is some rural areas, as we've been showing you on the map, that Verizon has been doing, and AT&T is pretty much sticking to the urban areas first on their launch. Now Verizon is doing a mix between urban and some of the smaller cities and areas. And as we see, there's some areas out there, like in Alabama, out in the middle of nowhere, so some small town where the site has band 13 only, and they put N77 on it. But that's because they probably had a high market share in that area, and that tower is getting tanked, with usage. It's probably getting like a half down and a half up is all they was getting, and everybody was like complaining. So they said, hey, send a tower crew out there. Let's upgrade this sucker. TomTom says, wow, I sent it. Must be an AOL issue since I never heard back from Lowe's. Well, hey, Jarrett's here. Where did you send it? We got Borganta here. I filed a complaint to the FCC about the N77 issues that occurred after the blizzard since I was concerned. The N77 gear fell off or was about to fall off. Yeah. We got to understand, too, electronic equipment, especially when it's mounted outside on a tower where it's exposed to really cold temperatures. So, yeah, because back in the day, before they had the AIR or the remote radio heads installed on the towers, all the equipment was down in the tower, and there was coax where the signal went up the coax and then went directly into the antenna. And that's how the old system was. But now they put the actual radio right behind the antenna, and they mount it on a pole, as you've seen in drone videos when I do. So basically the control cable controls the radio, and then the radio transmit right to the antenna right next to it. And then there's a front haul, which is fiber that goes from down at the control station room in the thing, and it shoots it up there it inserts it in the radio, and that's how the data goes out. So now that the radio's on the tower, these radios are supposed to be good for, I don't know what the specs is, what the coldest temperature these are made for, but I would think they would be made for like 30 below zero, because Canada has cell phone equipment out there all winter long, and they don't have outages. So maybe there's two different types of equipment, where you got the extreme cold equipment, and then you got the not so extreme. And then maybe just this freak storm came there and knocked out the radio. So that's a very possibility. So, well, hopefully they fix your tower for you. Have you done a stream about Infinite by Dish? No. Basically, Boost Infinite is basically I think it's the prepaid side of it's basically Project Genesis, AT&T. Right?
Well, at the moment, yes. So yeah, it is. But at the moment, until sometime quarter one of next year,
yep,
you only have AT&T access.
Even if you're in Vegas where there's Dish?
Correct. No, nowhere do you get Dish access at all. Until quarter one-ish.
So quarter one, then they're going to...
You have a 25, I think it's 35 gig data cap, and then you're throttled to like 500K or 600K or something like that.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, but basically it is the Boost AN, if I remember.
Yeah, right. So
basically the AT&T side of Boost.
Okay, so instead of being on the Skunky network with Boost, you're being on actually the AT&T Skunky network. So you're on Skunky too.
As of right now, I only think that they only have AT&T access, but I think in the very future they'll give T-Mobile access, and also we'll have native Dish access. Oh
wow! So with Boost Infinite, then it's possible you're going to be on 3 different carriers, depending on how good the signal is.
I believe that's the idea.
And is it going to use DSDA, dual SIM, dual active, so it's active switching? Does that mean you got to have a compatible phone?
I kind of just.
I wish Carlos was here so he can help us with this. So
I know the way that Project Genesis works. On the Moto, I have the Motorola through them, and it's just a single SIM. And When you roam, per
Right.
se, when you're not on native
Yep.
network, it just acts like regular roaming. You just connect
Oh,
to
okay, yeah.
AT&T, mobile. As for every other market for Dish, they send you the Samsung, and it's kind of got some tricks up its sleeve. The SIM card it comes with, from my understanding, is actually kind of an AT&T SIM card. And then when you use that SIM card downloads an eSIM profile. That eSIM profile is actually what is Dish. It might be the other way around. Maybe it could be the eSIM profile is AT&T, but I'm pretty sure it's the Dish side. Josh knows on that. He's got the Samsung Dish phone, but I would think when Boost Infinite goes live, I think it'll just be, like switching roaming lists or roaming providers.
Oh, okay.
Because I can just go into
it sounds pretty good.
network selection mode, and I can just manually select AT&T and T-Mobile. But that will be locked down at final release. So, your normal people won't be able to manually select networks. The network is going to decide for you whether, if you're in native Dish, it's going to just lock you on Dish. But if you're not, it's going to prioritize you on AT&T. And then if there's no AT&T, it'll kind of then see if T-Mobile's available.
Oh, okay.
That works for me. So,
well, that sounds good. Yeah, I can't wait to see how this all plays out, because we're actually finally getting the fourth carrier online. After we got Sprint was like absorbed and ruined by T-Mobile. Now we need a fourth carrier. So I'm actually pretty impressed at how Dish is actually coming out there. And from them going from 0 coverage to the United States to 30% is actually pretty impressive. It was like one of the fastest rollouts of a network I've ever seen.
I'll be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if they have more than 30%, because I've seen a lot of deployments, and there's a lot that aren't active.
Just over
my hometown is not active yet, but we have panels. Almost every single major tower site has Dish on it. So the day Dish goes live, Dish is going to probably have good coverage in southern Utah.
Oh, wow. That's pretty good. TomTom says, which carrier has the best penetration? So what are we penetrating? Are you talking about penetrating houses and businesses? Is that what you're talking about? You got to clarify that. Or you're saying best penetration in the market. So that, we don't know which way that goes there. So yeah, just clarify that for us. I can't put out my AOL email comment on my latest video. Okay. Booster for Boost Infinite. Well, there's some frequencies. Let's say, I think a booster will work on all the Dish frequencies, because they're pretty much all.
So there's
66 and 70.
No boosters for band 71. The new SDH band 66. Right. I doubt boosters would support unless the frequency range covers over into that newer band 66 range. But I kind of think they won't. And then band 70 is also.
We're going to look some specs here in a minute, and we're going to look at that for sure.
So I think the only frequencies that it might boost is maybe some of band 66. But more so N66, I should say.
Of course, it's all standalone,
They have some they're going to deploy N25, I think it is. So when they deploy that.
Yeah, N25 is the same as band 2 pretty much. So
they've got
the boosters will cover that.
So when those are from Sprint probably. So it's going to be, in a range that your cell boosters can boost. So I honestly think the only band that Dish will be able to boost per se, or that you can boost for Dish, is probably going to be that 25.
Yep. 25 and 66.
Maybe 66, depending on the frequency range that your booster can do. Because it's
66 is 66, but if it's N70, I know it's beyond 66. So we'll just have to look at it. We can look up the specs here, and it tells you the exact frequency range. We're going to do that here tonight, so we're going to look at that. TomTom says, but Boost Infinite covers 1%. Well, actually not, because Boost Infinite is actually got AT&T as a partner. So basically it covers 70% of the country, or the population, I should say. eSIM 2 is fitting for poop, T-Mobile. Oh, look, we got Caesar the Mall Cop. All right. Ever since last September, Verizon calling has gone from okay to horrible. Won't even always allow the call to go through. Frustrating. Yeah, I've actually had a few times on certain towers that's being upgraded that the calls wouldn't go through. So I think that's because of an upgrade. So you got to remember, guys, when they're upgrading a tower, there's going to be issues. You're going to have data outages. You're going to signal. The signal is going to be weaker. The calls are not going to go through. And so when a tower is being upgraded, I wish there was a way where it could send a message to your phone when you connect to a tower that's being serviced. And when you connect to that tower, it'll send you a text message to your phone saying, this tower is under upgrade at this time. There may be some service. That way the customer knows, because otherwise, you'd be sitting there and you have no idea. Now, me, when my tower was getting upgraded, I knew because I seen the ropes go up and I knew it was going to happen. So when my stuff started going crazy, it's like, oh, well, I already know they're upgrading the tower. So.
Yeah, well, you can't do that with Skunky because if you reach out to support and say that you got tower issues every time, they're going to say that they're optimizing or upgrading the tower. So everywhere you go with Skunky, it's going to say this tower is being upgraded.
Yeah, I just got put with the Skunkies. This is why Wi-Fi calling exists. That's right, because you go indoors in your house, you need Wi-Fi calling. That's right. Wi-Fi calling is a must because, especially when you go inside like your work and you got Wi-Fi at work, and you're in a very heavy concrete building, and the signals can't get in there. So sometimes that's the only way you're going to actually communicate. So, yeah. So actually, Wi-Fi is the savior to indoor coverage because if you don't have no indoor coverage, then the Wi-Fi will save you. So same with me. When I have my AT&T line on, I come inside, I got the Wi-Fi calling on. So, but usually like right now, when I'm home or I'm off, I just switch my SIM over to Verizon since the tower is not that far away. So then it uses the calling off the tower. I don't even have to use Wi-Fi calling on Verizon since the tower's so close. My Boost Infinite works great. Oh, so you're testing it. Great. F Wi-Fi calling. Oh, you don't like Wi-Fi calling. Yeah, the Wi-Fi calling saves Verizon, Manny. I have Verizon everywhere, but sometimes in my house, I don't need to piggyback on cell data when I have a half a gigabit internet. Okay. Hello there, Lavendi. How you doing? Straight from the Florida Keys, best nursing home. Yay!
Big Ricky. Big Ricky in the house.
Hi guys, I get new underwear for Christmas that I have for Christmas on them. Okay, nice there, Mikey. There.
Trees on them.
Yeah, Mikey the troll. Oh yeah, he's horrible. Let's see what size. Oh, extra large.
Size granny panties.
McDonald's extra large. Small so I can. Oh no. I'm gonna make everybody sick on my live stream here, buddy. The N77 is completely dead now. Oh, okay. That's crazy. I guess those new radios couldn't handle the cold temperatures there. Well, nice thing about it is the blizzard and the cold's over till the next one. I seen on the computer models that there's another cold blast coming down on the 10th of January, 10th, 11th, something like that. I don't think it's going to be as bad as this one, and it's not going to make a blizzard. But everybody up north, just be prepared because there's going to be a lot of polar vortexes coming down out of Canada. That cold air is going to come down several times over the next couple months, and there's probably going to be another blizzard. And you never know if we get a southern blizzard. So if we get one of these cold blasts to come down all the way down and makes everything frozen all the way down to like Atlanta, Georgia, and then we get a strong low pressure develop in the Gulf of Mexico, and it goes right up across the coast. I mean, you could potentially, and if it goes to like a category 2 pressure in it, you can potentially make a blizzard and hit the southern states. So just everybody be prepared. Make sure you got plenty of food and everything's ready. You got your generators ready to go. So you just never know. This could be a rough winter for most of you guys up north because you got to remember that we're on the third year of La Nina. So La Nina's makes a lot of the southern storms and stuff. So Hello there, Tim. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, I sent the link to you. I don't know if you're able to come on or not, but I sent you the link. Wi-Fi calling saves Verizon in my market. I use Wi-Fi calling more than I use the cell phone towers. Yep. Very good convenience there. Paul Mitchell, hello there. So why did old stuff with coax work better? Well, it's because the radios were actually inside the shelter and it was protected from the outside elements. So that's why it worked better. But the only bad thing is when you have the radio down there and you're using a coax to put it up to the antenna, you get this thing called loss. So when a signal goes across the coax, it loses signal as it goes. So if your radio is putting out 30 watts down in the shelter, it goes up the coax. By the time it gets to the antenna up there, now it's only putting out 25 watts. So you may lose 5 watts of power over the coax. That's the whole reason now to put the radios up top, because the radio is right behind the antenna. So there's actually no loss. So if the radio is putting out 30 watts, it's actually getting 30 watts right into the antenna because there's no loss because it's like right there. So that's the whole purpose of moving the stuff up there. Plus, it can handle more bandwidth too. So, and these new panels, and especially with you got the AIR. Now you got to remember what the AIR is. It's an antenna integrated radio. So it's like the N77 panel. You got the panel, you got the radio that's actually right on the back side of the panel. And so you just plug the front haul fiber into it, the power into it, and all that. And there, it's compact. You don't have the antenna and the radio sitting over here next to it. So you get a radio, all the wires goes over to the antenna. Whereas if you have the AIR, you just, everything's right there. Antenna on one side, radio behind it. You plug it in. It saves space. There's less wind load, and it's a lot more efficient and everything. So that's why they're switching to that kind of technology. And that's what the N77 gear is. It's an AIR. It's an antenna integrated radio. It's 30 gigabyte data cap, not 35. Oh, see, there's no way I could use Boost Infinite because they would be throttling my damn ass. I can't have that. So that's why I like having my loose mobile.
I'm curious if things are going to change once Dish goes live on Boost Infinite.
Yeah.
I kind of think that they can't live on a 30 gig hotspot. I mean, a 30 gig data cap. I have ideas, or I think they might change it. You know, once the network's live, they'll probably up it. But for the time being, they don't want people abusing any networks. So that's probably why it's set at 30.
Yep.
But
and it's not until they get, with Verizon building out, N77, the capacity. Once N77 is completely built out and they get that extra 80 megahertz on every single tower, that's really going to help their stuff there too. So, and of course you got to have a phone that's going to be able to handle the whole both 40 plus 40. And there's a lot of phones out there that's not going to be able to do the 3.4 with the N77. So that's the other problem.
Talking about AT&T.
And we can thank who for that? The FCC. Yeah. FCC screwed everything up. Boost Infinite is postpaid. Oh, it's actually postpaid? I thought it was prepaid. Okay.
I think it is postpaid, yeah.
Oh, so it's so the Boost Infinite is the postpaid.
It's basically the AT&T post or prepaid plan at the moment.
Okay. Well, that makes sense. Nationwide 5G with dual connectivity seems to be working as normal, usually upwards of 20 to 45 megabits down and 30 up most of the time. Actually, I have to disagree with that because, well, it depends. Are you talking about Verizon or are you talking about AT&T? Because if you're talking about AT&T, dual connectivity is ruining your performance.
I would say he's talking about Verizon based off.
He probably is talking about. Yeah, he probably is talking about that. But see, dual connectivity doesn't work on N5 because N5 is actually really LTE, and it's using the same kind of stuff. It's the N77 that has the actual dual connectivity feature on it. So N5 is not going to do dual connectivity because it's basically LTE, because that's why it's called fake 5G, because it's actually LTE hardware that's converted over to software to put the 5G icon out there. And it does give you a little bit of a better performance, but it's only like a 3 to 5% boost in performance, which is almost nothing. You get your real performance boost when you're using true hardware with 5G, which is the multiple user, multiple or massive MIMO. That's what gets you the performance boost. And it's only on the N77 and the 3.4. No other frequency can do that. Can't do massive MIMO on 20 megahertz channels. It just don't work that way. Have considered getting a job with Infinite by Dish Network. Oh, there you go, Tom. Yeah? Maybe. Tim says, nope. He's good. Yeah. Tim likes his new job. He does. So, yeah, he does have management. I'm sure he's going to move up in Amazon into some management too. So, I mean, they're always promoting people. So, I think pretty much Tim is set. I'm pretty sure he's set. He's probably very happy at his job. You don't have to deal with drama. And being a customer service person, like working retail, is not as easy. So for you guys out there that have no idea what it's like to be in retail workers sometimes get abused because when they're not happy with their service, who do they take their frustration and their anger out on? That's right. My T-Mobile don't work, you dumbass! Fix my T-Mobile, you stupid idiot! Hey, he's just a customer care person. It's not his fault. He's just trying to help you. But if something can't be fixed, then it's not his fault. You know, it's T-Mobile's fault. Cement walls and basements. Yeah, that's the enemy for wireless. Yeah. It's very hard to get metal and concrete and all that kind of stuff. Dish has a shit ton of sites that have gone up here. None are turned on yet. Oh, that's pretty good. What area is that, EMT? I forget where you're at. I don't remember where you're at. I don't remember. Yeah, you have to say what area you're at.
A lot of there's a lot of Dish sites that probably aren't slated for activation till June or so of 2023.
Yeah. Yep, but they're actually out there building stuff, so that's pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, what Dish is doing is very impressive right now. I'm very impressed.
I was out of town for a week, barely a week. It was like 4 days, I think, and I came back. It might have been closer to 5 days, honestly, but yeah, I came back and I noticed the Dish site up on my home's tower site.
Oh, wow.
And I started driving around town, and I was like, holy crap, there's another Dish site. There's another Dish site. So
wow.
they threw up like 4 or 5 Dish sites in a matter of a week.
Wow, that's pretty impressive.
Now they just threw them up quickly. They weren't aligned or anything. The panels were literally just mounted and at crazy angles, but they were up there.
Yeah.
Now I've got a picture where there's an antenna that's got a good like 20-degree tilt on it. Like it is just slanted that way, and it was even pointing slightly towards the sky.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they probably have a 2-stage approach where they mount the stuff up there, and then another crew comes out and actually points it in the right direction, hooks up the front haul and the cables and all that good stuff.
How my coverage will be, because even though I'm like a mile away from the site, I am in like direct in between the sectors. Like completely in between both of the sectors. Whereas
so you're in a null zone, that's what they call it.
Yeah,
they call it
and then the
null
T-Mobile
zone.
rack on top is like directly pointing at me, but it's just the way that the whole structure and the sectors are laid out that I'm in between a sector. So
I gotcha.
Be interesting to see how that does, because I'm practically in a null. I'm at the side lobe, you know?
Oh, okay. Gene says Boost Infinite uses USA customer care. Well, that's pretty good. At least you don't have to talk to somebody overseas. That's pretty good. See, does Dish poop here in the Denver area? Verizon nationwide has the best. Yeah. Hi. Wow, you look like a mess. GG so far. Let's see. I just randomly went to dishwireless.com and saw a huge banner to apply for Boost Infinite, and now I'm approved. I'm waiting for my new SIM, and then I should get it before New Year's. Okay, awesome, Tom. There you go. You can test it out. Yeah, I need to do that. I actually need to sign up and test it out, because don't you get it like $25?
Yeah, you might as well. A month? You might as well do it because you price lock yourself. So you'll lock yourself in at $25 forever. when they change their plans, which I know they will. You'll be locked into 25 forever.
Yeah.
And
The only thing is, I can't
like 40 something, 45.
The only thing is, my SIM is being used with Verizon right now. So if I pop my SIM out, I'll lose my Verizon, and I ain't gonna lose that. So I don't know if Boost Infinite does eSIM yet. Can you add another profile on top there?
I think they do eSIM.
How many eSIMs can you put on your S22? I got AT&T and Skunky on my eSIM. Can you do a third profile with Boost Infinite?
You should be able to. If the add button is there, you should be able to.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is. If I go in here now and look, let's see. Connections, SIM Manager, and it says add eSIM. Yeah, download an eSIM so you can connect with mobile networks. Yeah, so, and when I click on it.
The only thing is I'm not sure. You have the S22, right?
Yeah, S22 Ultra.
I'm not sure.
Searching for.
Phone is technically compatible with Dish. I don't know that they'll. Oh, yeah.
See what it?
Yep. What's that bottom one say?
It says Xfinity Mobile, Verizon, US Cellular, T-Mobile, MetroPay, T-Mobile, Assurance Wireless.
Oh, Assurance. So those must all be Verizon MVNOs or Verizon stuff that you can add an eSIM from. That's interesting.
Yep.
It says all that. Because when I go into mine, it literally just says T-Mobile.
And then the last one says other ways to add eSIMs.
Yeah.
So I'll have to check that. I'll have to check and see if I can do the Boost Infinite. I might just do that. It's only $25, no big deal.
Yeah, I don't know yet. Nobody knows, as far as I know, how they're going to handle connecting to native network with a BYOD.
Yeah, exactly.
So I know that the phones that are compatible is the Moto Edge Plus and the S22. And so, yeah, I don't know. Even though technically the S22 Ultra is compatible with N71, and I think maybe even that. Actually, no, it's not compatible with Band 70, but.
Yeah, that's the other thing. You got to make sure your bands are all compatible with whatever phone you got. So that's true.
But you would for sure be able to access the AT&T network with it.
And we got a super sticker from Jeff Stacker. Whoever that is. Let's see what the super sticker is. Let's see if it shows me on here. Super sticker. Oh, it's a happy face with money signs in it. Yeah. Yeah, we'll have to do this poll here next. So if you haven't voted on the poll, we got 36 votes so far. So let's get get your votes in there, and we're gonna close that poll out. And then let's see what we got. Boost and Beta early access came out in December, not November. Get a gift box one with a knit that says that socks your SIM card and a paper with Boost Infinite Manager's info. Okay. All right. I'll get a gift box. Ricky sounds just like Mikey. Is that when I was playing with my my soundboard? Hey, catch up in the chat here. Let's see.
That's a while
I'm behind
ago.
in it. Yeah, I'm behind in the chat, ain't I? How much are you paying? I have a rental car with Florida plates. Oh, you do? Oh, why you got a rental car? Did you wreck your other car, or you get it worked on or something? Troy says he's close to Buffalo. Oh, you're close to Buffalo, so you was in the blizzard. Holy crap, dude! Wow, close to the PA border. Okay. What kind of pings do you get on the Infinite? Yeah. What kind of pings you guys get?
From what I've seen, it's actually better than Dish, or I should say Project
really?
Genesis, because it seems like they use more of a native connection to AT&T rather than Project Genesis is routing. It's going through the AT&T network, then it's hitting Project Genesis.
Oh, that's true.
AWS servers, and then it's going out to the web.
Yeah.
So
yeah, when they get the capacity up on towers, they may go up to 50 to 100 gigabits. Yeah.
So average ping times on Project Genesis, T-Mobile side would be like 130 to 150, And then for AT&T, it's like 160 to 200. I have no idea why AT&T's roaming is higher, or their pings are higher.
That's kind of high for pings, yeah. Hopefully that'll come down in the future.
They're very consistent at that in terms of they never, like, T-Mobile never drops below like 130. AT&T rarely drops below like 150. So I've heard that the Infinite side, the Boost Infinite side, has pretty standard pings to the actual native AT&T. So I guess
also like around 20 to 30.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I don't think.
Yeah, and some sites within 77, I've seen pings down to like 13, 14, 15.
Right. And I'm not sure what they're doing differently. Maybe just when you're roaming, you're not accessing their cloud service, but cloud servers. Which I almost think that's a better option. I really would wish that when I roam, I don't hit Amazon servers. Because currently I route to Virginia right now. I either route to Virginia or Oregon.
From Utah?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yep.
I noticed on the list there's a Dish actually server that you can do speed test on in Miami now.
Yep. There's tons of Dish servers, but I wonder that those Dish servers must be different from their cloud servers, from their network server.
Oh, yeah.
Either that or when you roam, you don't access all of the cloud servers. I'm wondering if we'll probably know more later on, because all I've really seen is Virginia and Oregon routing, but I know, and Carlos has said that there's tons more Dish servers around, network servers. So maybe when they go native, you'll like more of those and not be just down to Oregon or Virginia, because at that rate, you're basically visible. True. Visible basically ran off 2 or 3, cloud routing servers. So you were either in the West Coast or the East Coast, basically. I think one was in Colorado.
Wow.
Somewhere was on the East Coast.
Well, hopefully that all will improve.
It is a beta network, so, they've got a lot to work on, or that they're working on a lot.
It's got to get better. Yeah, it's a work in progress.
I'll give them the benefit of the doubt because it's something new. Nobody else has really done a cloud-based network.
Right, true. This is definitely a very unique network that they're building. Something that's never been done before.
You got to cut them a break because they're doing this from the ground up, and
that's true.
No, but I'm with it. It's been pretty cool and fun so far being on the Project Genesis.
I can't wait to test it myself. Yeah.
Yeah.
And MS says, speaking of the FCC messing things up, any word on AT&T's little temper tantrum over Auction 108, and will T-Mobile get their license soon? I haven't heard any more of that, so I don't know. We'll have to look into that. If you haven't already, please show RFK some love by tapping the like button. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, like the stream, subscribe if you haven't already, share it. Yep, for sure. And thank you, everybody's done the support. Down at the bottom, you see all the donations. Now, I didn't update that today. I know last live stream we got a couple other donations. I was trying to think. Mike donated. Let's see, who else was it last week? I don't remember exactly who it was. But thank you guys, whoever donated last week there. So appreciate all the donations. And, of course, congratulations to, let's see, who was it won the $50 last week? I forget what name it was. It was in here, but I think his name's Timmy though. Timmy in Texas, so he won it. So I already sent him his $50, so he's all happy and everything. So yeah, and Austin too. I try to get your. I tried to send you your $50, but it didn't go through. That email address you give me, I tried to send it. It didn't go through. So either that email is not matched to your PayPal account, and it blocked it for some reason or whatever. So yeah, we'll get that taken care of there. So the money's in the bank, so no worries. You said you was going to put it in your savings account anyways.
Ricky, you broke. No, I'm just kidding. That's what the trolls would say.
Yeah. Well, I definitely ain't broke. I just got approved for a $29,000 vehicle. That's pretty good. I'm still happy about that. It's like, damn, I can't believe I got approved. But I've been working on my credit score, so when they did my credit check, it was 730. So that's pretty good. I went from 550 to 730. So I'm pretty happy about that. I've been working my ass off. And Carlos has been helping me with my credit too. So he knows how to go in there and and fixed credit stuff and all that. So it's a work in progress. The whole credit system is kind of crazy. So you got to play the game exactly right. If you don't play the game right, the way they got set up, then you'll never make it. So it's not easy. So the N5 was performed similarly to N77 with dual connectivity. So you're telling me that N5 is doing dual connectivity? Is that what you're saying? Because I haven't seen that here in the keys. So
similarly, like its performance in terms of speed, maybe.
Okay, yeah, he says N5 was performed similar to N77 with dual connect. Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
With
yeah, so 15 megahertz. Yeah. Okay, so 15 megahertz of N5 performs the same as 40 megahertz of N77.
I see it.
With dual connect, because you're on Ed cell. When you're using dual connectivity, you're on Ed cell. So that's why I think it's crazy that they're even trying to use it, because, and for me, N77 knocks out my N5. You can't have an N5 and N77 at the same time. Now, there is some parts of America that people are reporting they're seeing dual connectivity and NR carrier aggregation. So you get N5 and N77 together. So AT&T is starting to roll that out. And then also Verizon is doing it too.
I think they should, when they do that, just my thought,
Mm-hmm.
I think that the N77 should be mostly downlink, and you could do N5 for uplink, because the communication.
Yeah, that's what N5 is being used for. It's actually being used more for upload than it is for anything else.
Recently, they've been doing that, but I think they should stick to that, because that can really, your N5 is going to, obviously, your phone to tower is going to communicate better, Yeah,
because it's using 850 megahertz.
It seems like, for example, I think T-Mobile, when you connect to N41, their uplink uplink becomes N41. And you really see it. Like, for example, in my home, I can see 300 down, but 2 up. And that's because all crazy. My uplink is going over N41. If I step outside, it's the same as standalone or non-standalone. And then if I step outside, I shoot up to like 50, 60 upload.
Mm-hmm. Well, what's hurting T-Mobile is they're using fake standalone. That's what's hurting T-Mobile the most. Is they're trying to make something appear that, because T-Mobile is all hung up on the first for everything. So they make sacrifices to their network and sacrifices to performance just to appear that they're better than everybody. If T-Mobile would just focus their damn energy on giving the customer the best call quality, the best data service, and all that, screw the speed test. It's called time to call intent, voice quality, and all that. That's what makes the difference. So, and their standalone basically is it's fake standalone, because the tower tells the phone it does custom band selecting is what it does. Basically, it sends a signal to your phone. It tells your phone, do not connect to LTE, only connect to NR. So when you're connected only NR, then your performance suffers, because right now it's 2022, almost 2023. We have half LTE out there and half NR. We don't have 100% NR. If we had 100% NR on all bands, you could go standalone, because then you have all. But you can't go standalone on.
I don't think it's going to happen for a long time, just because you look at how the previous progressions have been. You had 3G, you had LTE.
That's right.
They all and even 2G. Hell, like we've had 2G, 3G, 4G, LTE forever.
Yep. Standalone should not even be on the table right now. So, and these carriers that's trying to do standalone so quickly, they're just ruining the network and the performance to people. That's all they're doing.
I partially agree there, because until you get more of LTE shut down, and you take that spectrum from LTE and bring it over to 5G. At the moment, unless you have 60 plus megahertz channels of NR, it's 40 to 60. It's just about as good as LTE is probably going to be. Unless now, in cases like my market, it's a very interesting situation, because I'll see 20 megs on LTE throughout the whole town. If I switch to 5G, whether it's NSA or SA, I'm seeing easily 400, 500, and that connection there is actually pretty stable versus the LTE side. And I think that's more so just to capacity. Like the LTE side is just extremely overloaded. But then your
Right,
5G side, you know, is
and that's what's hurting 5G is this LTE converted over, because you're
'cause also
converting
the
an
other thing
LTE
is
20
density
megahertz
is
channel
here.
over to NR, and you got to 20 megahertz channel. So you're not getting more capacity. You're just getting the icon is all you're
They
getting.
need, I think they need density too. That's another thing, because
That's true.
in
Yep.
terms of, you know, not enough capacity, the reason, in my town at least, the reason of that is because you have five towers that cover almost all of southern Utah, and
Yeah, exactly.
you've got one
Yep.
tower that's covering easily 10,000, 15,000 people,
Yeah.
you know. And
Yeah.
so that one tower on which you probably, I know St. George, a lot of people have Metro or some sort of prepaid of like T-Mobile or something. And I would say that there's a pretty large market share of maybe not T-Mobile directly, but prepaid T-Mobile. And so I know that LTE side is probably used a lot, and it really shows it, because, you know, LTE is extremely congested unless it's like 3 a.m. And in some areas I've been, I've pulled 400 megs at like 3 a.m. on LTE T-Mobile. But then
okay.
come daytime and throughout the whole day, it's like 20 meg.
Yeah.
And I've actually spoke with engineers that are over my area and over some of the Colorado area, and they've somewhat confirmed the same, just that basically there's no capacity, and that they were, one of their biggest things they were waiting on is Sprint. They were waiting on that 2500 megahertz spectrum.
Yeah, but we're talking little narrow pieces and stuff. That's the thing. 5G is about capacity. You can't take a 20 megahertz channel and make it into capacity, and that's what the whole problem is. But like we talked about in the recent live stream, we're talking about GigaMIMO and the new 256 by 256 massive MIMO that's coming out. That's going to be the answer too. And what we actually need is the FCC to get off their damn ass and auction off 3.1 gigahertz as a macro band, high powered band, so that we can use massive MIMO by making it into CBRS, which is low power, non-massive MIMO. That's not the answer to it. I mean, because the biggest channel size you can do for those, like N48, is 40 megahertz channels. Then you got to carrier aggregate them. So if you want 100 megahertz of spectrum, you got to carrier aggregate 5 channels. And see, we're very limited because the NR technology doesn't let you carrier aggregate like 10 NRs together. It's not there yet. It does for millimeter wave, but for sub 7 gigahertz, it doesn't let you do that yet. So that's what the whole problem is. We're kind of behind. Release 18 is going to be coming out very soon. I mean, release 17 is going to be, they've already finished up release 17. So it's going to be hitting the equipment makers. So the equipment makers are going to be able to take release 17 and start making new stuff, and like GigaMIMO and all that kind of stuff. So when this new stuff comes out, we're going to have huge capacity, because can you imagine having millimeter wave with, 4,000 antenna modules with massive MIMO and a beamforming? Can you imagine how that's going to perform? And you throw like 1,000 gigahertz or megahertz of spectrum. That's crazy. So you have, because what's the X70 modem have? 10 carriers on NR now for millimeter wave. That's going to be crazy. Can you imagine 1,000 megahertz of spectrum? That's going to be crazy. It's going to blow your mind. TomTom says, I hate when I delete my typoed comments and they still show up. Well, that's because what it does is, like right here, it comes on here. So basically, StreamYard picks up. So as soon as you type something, StreamYard picks it up. And when I'm clicking on stuff, it's already in the StreamYard system. So that's what's happening.
Yeah,
so
StreamYard and YouTube don't communicate back and forth as if some comments were deleted.
Right, yes. So basically, StreamYard just repeats what it heard.
I think
and
the
if
only
you
time
delete
it
the
does
message,
is if like a mod goes and deletes a comment, I think it won't show up for you. But
no, it still shows up on
sure.
StreamYard. Yeah, StreamYard.
Oh, it still does. Okay, I thought it did delete it if
once it is spitted out, because I've actually had it happen where a troll would come in here and say something bad. They actually banned them but it was still in my comments on StreamYard.
Yeah, okay.
So that's why I got to really look at it first before I click it, because otherwise I'll be basically showing something that's been deleted already. So, all right, just close the poll here. All right, so are you looking to buy a cell phone booster in 2023? Well, here we go. 53% of you said no. So that means you have good coverage where you're at. You got lots of towers where you're at. So that's not surprising that it's 53%. But for AT&T, 17% of you say, yeah, I'm going to buy a booster. 15% says T-Mobile, and 12% says Verizon. So what that shows you is that most people are covered by all the carriers. So 15%, 12, and 17. That's a pretty good percentage there. Not surprised by that at all. Levindy says, how's N77 tower intercell aggregation going? Ha 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 ha. Yeah, and that's not what it's called. It's not called intercell aggregation. That's not what it's called. It's called dual connectivity. So people out there are calling it intercell just because that's the nickname. You know, that's like saying a cicada is a locust. People named a cicada a locust because they just want to call a cicada a locust. That's just what they want to call it. So that's what it, and just like stupid FCC, the stupid ass FCC wants to call N77 C-band, and it's not C-band at all. So it's the same thing. So I like trying to use terms how it is. So, I mean, if 3GPP calls tower intercell aggregation dual connectivity, that's what I'm going to call it. I'm not going to say intercell, you know. So yeah, exactly. Yeah, if you didn't see my post on Twitter, make sure you guys follow me on Twitter so you can see when I post stuff like that. So let's see if I can get that. I'm going to put that on the screen here. Let's see if I can do that. Let's see, how do I do this? Let's see, go here. I got to find the post first here. Let's see. Oh, here's the post. Yeah, I think this will work right here. I think I can do this like this. Oh, come on. Get it to expand right here. Okay, here. All right, so here it is. Okay, so here, this is 5G plus. This is what I'm talking about right here. This is 5G plus. So I got 34 ping, 263 down, and I got 45.9 up. That's 50 megahertz of LTE. To be specific, it's really like quick, band 2, band pause, 5, or I mean band here. 2. Yeah.
I think you got someone buying your views or something. You got a view buyer.
Oh, yeah. See, I see it up there, 188. Yeah, that's probably
like 150. Oh,
yeah, that's the trolls. That's probably to be specific, it's probably Mikey or Crapplewatts. Those are the trolls now. So those are the ones that are still attacking everybody. It's not Alex. I want to be clear. Alex is not in the war no more, so he's out of it. So I just want to make sure everybody don't attack him because of anything that happens. So Alex is cool. Everything's good with that. So yeah, he decided to not be in part of that mess no more and that drama and be childish. So yeah, that's okay. They can buy me views. I don't care. Yeah, I don't care. All right, so 263 down, 45 up, and that is with 5G plus and 7.1 miles away. The LTE is actually like a quarter of a mile away. And then you go to the other. Now this is only 50 megahertz of LTE and 15 megahertz of N5 on the same tower, quarter mile away. Now look at this. See, this is what it's supposed to be. We don't need dual connectivity because this, I mean, look at this speed test for 50 megahertz of LTE and 15 megahertz of fake 5G. This is tremendous. 429 down, 27 ping, 112 up. So that's what I'm saying. We don't need this dual connectivity turned on. The reason AT&T is doing it is they're trying to get that 5G plus out there. They're beaming that shit everywhere. They're actually they're copycatting T-Mobile. It's actually crazy. Come on, AT&T. Why would you copy T-Mobile? Why would you do the same thing they're doing? It's just making you look stupid. So I don't know why they chose to do that, but they did. But anyways. Yeah, look, I got 516 views in here. Yeah, and you look at how many likes I got right now. How many likes do I got? Let's see. I got, it says 519 watching. I got 20 likes. So see, that's really what the real viewer count is. So yeah. Let Cropper Watch spend his money. He's supposed to be a rich bitch anyway. So yeah, whatever. Doesn't make me mad. How in the F did you get approved for service in November then? Oh, okay. I could not make phone calls to some numbers when using Wi-Fi calling, so I permanently disabled it. Yeah. That's the bad thing is sometimes it's not working perfect. I had some problems with my Wi-Fi calling with AT&T. So when I'm home now, I just switch to Verizon and make my calls through Verizon. So I don't even worry about it. And besides, I have Verizon Home Internet. I got Verizon Home Internet. So why would I turn on Wi-Fi calling for when I can my phone connect directly to the tower and use it? So, all right. So let's see. You guys are just talking like crazy today here. Infinite Mobile lets you call for free to roughly 100 companies. Really? Oh, I didn't know. So Boost Infinite has worldwide calling and stuff like that? Oh, that's pretty cool. So it's kind of like a Google Fi thing, huh? That's pretty cool. Yeah, I think Boost Infinite's going to be a really huge takeoff. I think it's going to do really good. Especially once they get capacity up on the towers. And Mike says, Xfinity Mobile depends on Wi-Fi to lower their customers' use of data. Yep, that's true. Do you think Infinite has much better service than Verizon or T-Mobile? Well, I don't know about being better than Verizon. I mean, because right now Boost Infinite is basically AT&T. So are you saying that AT&T is better than Verizon? Well, I think AT&T and Verizon are kind of similar. They're similar in performance. Some places Verizon's going to perform better, and some places AT&T is going to perform better. But with this dual connectivity shit turned on, it's actually making AT&T like T-Mobile. Crazy. Verizon has better customer care than Infinite. Oh, okay. 25, but you have to pay taxes. Well, I mean, taxes on $25 is not that much. Boost Infinite has eSIM. Okay. Well, I'm going to try it then. I'm going to try to activate it. I suspect when Dish launched to the public, when the rate goes to 50. Yeah, that's a very possibility. Yep, that's a very possibility. But still, that data cap is crazy because if you're a high user and you're going to get throttled, I mean, nobody wants to get throttled. If you could be postpaid with Verizon, you won't get you get unlimited data.
I really don't think
if you don't use a lot of data and you use a lot of Wi-Fi, then yeah, the price is going to be good, and you don't need more than 30 gigabits of high-speed data. Oh, TomTom says you can do eSIM on Apple with Infinite, but not yet for Samsung. Oh, okay.
Now, 30
so I gotta
gigs, wait. Thinking about this though, 30 gigs could actually be sufficient depending on how wild Dish goes in their network deployment, and if they somehow miraculously cover a large portion of the states, 30 gigs might actually be sufficient. You know, if you're on native network,
like most people, you start doing speed tests like crazy, you're going to eat up that 30 gigabytes in no time.
But what I'm thinking though is, you know, if they have enough native coverage that you barely roam, you know, and so the chances of actually roaming are slim. So the 30 that.
So that 30 gigabit speed cap is only because you're on AT&T. So if you're on Dish's native coverage, you don't have no cap on your high-speed data? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, but that's what I'm thinking could happen in the beginning.
Okay.
We don't know for sure like what the actual data caps are. That's just currently what the data cap is, and it's probably due to just only, you know, AT&T network
because
access.
You're on a okay. All right.
Yeah.
So nobody knows yet.
But so basically when, you know, Boost Infinite goes live with Dish access, they could change that cap, but it's also possible they may not change it because 30 gigs could be sufficient if they're confident in their network build out. You know, if they actually cover that 75% plus of the states or of the of the population that they need to. You know, you might actually be okay to live on 30 gigs, and they probably won't let you sign up if you don't live in a native area at the beginning.
Gene says Assurance Wireless is T-Mobile. They acquired it from Sprint merger. It's a Lifeline. So I think that's two different things. Assurance Wireless is actually a actual MVNO. I'm pretty sure Assurance Wireless is an MVNO. So T-Mobile doesn't. Now, Assurance Wireless as an MVNO may use T-Mobile's service, but they're not owned. Assurance Wireless is not owned by T-Mobile.
So real quick, a recent comment from Borgranta. Project Genesis has no data cap. That is correct. I have no data cap on Project Genesis. I can use as much data as I want on either network roaming, whether it be Dish, AT&T, or T-Mobile. So it's been pretty nice.
Okay. Okay, so Assurance Wireless. Let's see if this comes up. What the hell? The website's... Assurance Wireless website's not working. Well, that's crazy. Assurance Wireless's website's down. It's not coming up for me. Yeah, Assurance Wireless website's down. Well, that's crazy.
Gene says he uses Assurance Wireless, and it uses Metro by T-Mobile customer care.
Okay, that says there's a company called Access Wireless. Free government cell phone service. But Assurance Wireless, you can't go to their website.
Also, Lavindy, I don't know if it's the same case with Boost Infinite, but all of Project Genesis numbers are AT&T's numbers. And
Assurance Wireless is not working. Their website's down. That's great.
AT&T loves to sell off their phone numbers or something. So for a while, my Dish line actually would say that I was a scam or spam caller to anybody that I tried calling, no matter what carrier it was.
That sucks.
It would try saying I was a spam caller. And for a short couple of weeks, I was getting a bunch of random spam calls.
Wow. That's crazy.
Until I actually finally just decided to answer, because I kept coming from the same number, and I said, no one's here by this name. And they kept calling and kept calling. Eventually, I just had to straight up tell them, I was like, look, this is a brand new number to me. F off.
Yeah, exactly.
And
I hate that shit.
After that, they finally backed off. But
well, that's what I like about using Google Voice, because
I know AT&T
all I got to do is report
spam,
and then they'll never call back again. It puts you in a spam folder. So your phone don't even ring anymore.
AT&T numbers are always problematic in terms of spam calling. So I wouldn't be surprised if Boost Infinite numbers are also AT&T numbers, because Dish as themselves has a pretty big partnership with AT&T. All their numbers come from all their numbers for the Project Genesis side come from AT&T. So,
that makes sense.
Yeah,
Bergranta says you may be able to add half a dozen eSIMs on Galaxy. Gene says he hasn't tested Infinite yet. Okay. And we got a big super chat. Look at this. $49.99. Wow. Oh, yeah, Ricky. You want to come join me and Caesar in my house in Texas? I'll buy your dog Durango cash money. Just come down and snuggle and cuddle with me. Ew. But thanks for the $49 super chat, though. Oh, Tom says a DUI person ruined and totaled his car, so he's got a rental. Oh, my God. Well, glad you're okay. Glad you didn't get hurt. I mean, I guess you didn't get hurt. I mean, you're on the live stream here, so, I mean, not to say you don't have, like, aches and pains in your neck stiff from the crash, so sorry that happened to you.
Glad you're
we had a lot of... Yeah, glad you're still with us. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, the DUI problem in this country is, like, crazy, crazy bad, so... And we usually have 5 or 6 DUIs a night that they catch down here in the Keys. So, because everybody likes to party down here and drink and drive. So, yeah, drinking and driving kills a lot of people. So, and the cops are really, really hammering out there for Christmas and New Year's. So, yeah, if you plan on getting wasted and stuff, don't drive. Make sure you just ahead of time. Make sure you have transportation. Have a designated driver or use Uber or something. I don't understand these people. They know they're going to go to par. They're going to go to the bar. They know they're going to get shit faced, and they drive their car there, knowing that the only way to get back home is to take their car back home.
2 years
Just
ago,
take a damn Uber.
2 years ago, New Year's, I tried to Uber home from across town in Vegas, and I went to go look in the Uber app. It was over $120 for a ride share Uber, or for the Uber that you share with other riders.
That's ridiculous. See, the gas prices. Yeah, see, the gas prices spiked, so now they raised their prices. But now that the gas went back down, they didn't lower the prices.
And see, this
so
is
yeah,
2
that's
years ago,
crazy.
too.
Oh, okay, yeah, 2 years ago. So sometimes you can probably get a taxi cheaper now because the taxi business is being squeezed out by Lyft and Uber. So you might be able to call a taxi anymore, or just find one that's out there in Vegas and just jump in and go, and you might pay $30 and be cheaper. But still, paying for a ride like that is going to be cheaper than killing a whole family in a DUI accident and then getting your driver's license suspended and all that. And you have to go to court, paying $2,000. You have that record on your account. So it's crazy. Still, I mean, it's not that hard to find. There's always sober people out there that likes to go party with people that gets wasted. So you get one sober person doesn't drink. Let them be the designated driver. Throw all the drunks in there. And then go and party and have fun, and then he'll get you home safe. You know, it's not that hard. I'm not sold on eSIM, which is a built-in chip. If that was the direction we're going in, CDMA should have stayed. CDMA is garbage. Well, that tech is this. CDMA is nothing to do with eSIM, so that's two complete different technologies. So I say we stick to physical SIMs. Well, the only thing is, that's not the future. But it's going to get better.
CDMA was similar to eSIM.
Well, I mean, not really. I mean, it happened to be the way to activate your phone was similar to eSIM, but the CDMA technology is not.
No.
Not just,
I'm just talking about the activation process.
Yeah, the CDMA digital was completely different. Yeah, but the activation process, because
I think that's what he probably means as well.
Yeah, that's what he was talking about. Yeah, you're right. Do you agree that AT&T has the best penetration for thick concrete or cement in home basements?
Hell no.
Actually, I don't think so. Basically, T-Mobile and AT&T has the worst penetration in buildings. Actually, who has the best is Verizon. Verizon signals penetrate building because they got that band 13. And even though it's 700 megahertz, just like what T-Mobile and Verizon have, it's just better optimized, and the power is used better and everything. So, for some reason,
I think they have more power on band 13 than band 12 is, and I think band 13 also.
It's the same power. Yeah, it's all the same power.
Oh, it is. Okay, I just think it's a sweet spot of frequency where it penetrates well.
Well, you know why Verizon has better penetration in building? It's because the density. Their towers are closer together.
Right. Instead
of having two towers 300 foot this far apart, they put 100-foot towers closer together, so that way there's more towers, there's more density. So that's why you get a little bit better density because if like here in the Keys, if you want to put your stuff on a 300-foot tower, they're going to be spaced sometimes 3 to 5 miles apart. But Verizon says, no, I'm not going to space a tower 5 miles apart because we need the density. So what they did is they said, okay, well, we built our own monopole at 150 foot and put it between two 300-foot towers. And that's what they did. And then on the 300-foot towers, Verizon doesn't put their antennas all the way to the top at 300 foot. They put it up at 150 feet. So that's how they do it. So they use existing 300-foot towers. They put their equipment up 150 feet, and then the next tower over, there's no tower there. So they build a monopole, put their stuff 150 feet. Then the next go down, you got another monopole 150 feet, and then you got another 300-foot tower. They put their stuff. They keep it all at 150 feet because it's dense. It's the same height, and it's better to optimize because when you have one site that's 300, but the rest are 150, what happens is it ruins everything because that one is 100 or 300 feet. The signal goes farther and they reuse the frequencies. So then it causes interference. So in order to prevent that one 300-foot tower to interfere with the other towers that are lower, they just keep all the sites at low and just densify it. And that's what makes their network optimized. See, Verizon, the engineers with Verizon are smart because they say, how can we squeeze out the most frequencies, the most bandwidth, and the most coverage out of everything? And then they say density. And so density is what makes Verizon a very, very, very good optimized network. And then you get T-Mobile out there, they put their shit up at 300-foot tower, and then they just beam that shit out there. And then next thing you know, it's interfering. And that's why you got dropped calls. And that's why when you're trying to live stream, it buffers. It's not very a good optimized network. Yeah, sure. If you're standing right next to the tower and you do a speed test, it says 600 down and 100 up. That doesn't mean anything, though. It's just a speed test. If you really want to get serious, do the NPerf. But even the NPerf doesn't reveal all the problems with a poor network.
NPerf is funny for me. For my Verizon line, it's just only one of my Verizon lines. It thinks NPerf is like a video stream or something because Fast will tell me like 6 meg, 5-6 meg, and that's what NPerf tells me all the time. I don't know why. It's just that one line. I haven't figured it out.
Yeah, that's right, Tom. With a name like Infinite, I would hope they would offer limitless data on the cloud net. See, that's the thing. When they made that name, it's like, okay, are you really going to put your money where your mouth is?
That's what their idea is. We'll see how well they hold on to it.
That's right, Tom. Sprint tried to build from the ground up and failed. The reason they failed is they didn't have enough frequencies. They didn't have any low band. They only had mid band. And they didn't have the density and they didn't have the money to deploy it right. So Sprint built a system from the ground up the best they could. And plus, when Sprint was building the network, they was competing against low band and the other companies that was actually on analog at the time. Because if you remember, Bell South Mobility and Verizon, they were using analog at the first. And then everybody was complaining because they'd be on a phone call and then they would hear static. Because when you're on a phone call, you hear static because it's on analog. That was annoying to people. They didn't like that. So they wanted to have a better qual quality. So that's why they went to digital, it was for the better qual quality. And then so that's why Sprint came out, because they did everything with the new digital frequencies and did it on that new mid-band frequency. And that's what they did. The only problem is they just didn't have enough density and everything. So that's why Sprint failed, because they didn't have enough density. Also, FAA screwed things up. Yep, can't leave them out. Federal Asshole Administration. My $50 didn't get through. It's FJB at Keep 100 Free dialogue. That's crazy. Does the Galaxy A32 have all the current 5G LTE bands to work on AT&T Infinite? Well, let's look. A32. So let's go to Samsung. Okay, by carrier. Oh, no. We're going to go by phone, by manufacturer. So we're going to go to Samsung. And we're going to go to A32. A32. Where are we at here?
Oh,
that's kind of older.
Right, third row. Oh, top left row. Stop moving it. Fourth row down.
Right here?
Far left.
A32 5G. Gotcha. Boost Mobile, Track Phone, AT&T discontinued, Cricket discontinued, Metro discontinued, T-Mobile discontinued, US Cellular, Xfinity Mobile. All right, let's see what the bands are here. Let's see. Okay. All right, so we got N2, N5. So 2 and 5, it'll work for AT&T if they have N2 and 5. Well, you got to remember.
That actually looks like it has a full spectrum of 5G.
Yeah. It's got 25, 41, 66, and 71, 77, 3.7. There you go. So there you go. That's good. And then if you're on AT&T, now when you're on Boost Infinite and you're on AT&T, it uses the LT channels, right?
Yeah.
It uses non-standalone, right?
It's basically the AT&T network. It really is.
But it connects to the 5G. So if you got N5 and N77, it'll connect to that, right?
Yep.
Okay. So there you go. So there's your answer.
Now the only question is if you're gonna, I don't know if I would imagine so, but if you're gonna have issues with whitelisting, because I know AT&T is aggressive on that, and if is that an AT&T offered phone? Okay, it is. So you might be okay with it then. It said it was offered by AT&T, so I don't know how Dish is handling that or Boost Infinite, but I know a lot of prepaid and MVNOs that are AT&T based have to abide by AT&T's aggressive whitelisting.
Yep.
Otherwise, you lose LTE connectivity because the phone doesn't have VoLTE.
Yep.
Or even if the phone does have VoLTE, it's not on AT&T's whitelist, and they're not going to do anything about it. So, and I've been there. I had a S21 Ultra that was unlocked from Verizon, and I had used it on AT&T for a solid like 6 months. Woke up one day, and I was basically on a UMTS lock or a 3G lock, and no data access or anything. Called in, spent hours on the phone for them to basically tell me after I got to like tier 3 tech support. They basically said, "Oh, your phone's not compatible."
Oh, great.
And I was like, "Oh, sure, okay. Tell me why I've been using it for the past 6 months with no problems, and then
Wow, that's crazy.
all of a sudden it doesn't work." And they're like, "Well, it's not certified, this and that and this." I was like,
yeah, certified
sure,
whitelisted.
okay.
Yeah.
So then I asked them, get this though, this is the kicker. I then asked them, I was like, okay, well then can I, if I can't use this phone that's from Verizon, can I use my iPhone that's unlocked? And he asked me, he's like, what carrier was it from? I said it was from Verizon, but it's unlocked. He's like, oh yeah, it won't work. And I was like, okay, that doesn't make sense, because I know for a fact the iPhone is the #1 like unlocked phone. No matter what carrier it's bought on, it'll work on another carrier as long as it's unlocked.
That's true.
And he was like, yeah, but because it's not sold by us and it's not our phone, blah, blah. And I was like, and I straight up hung up on him.
Yeah, some of these customer care people don't know all the facts either, too. They only know what's told to them.
But you know what I found out? And to end the story off, I ended up playing around. I stuck the SIM card in my Fold 3, which is the unlocked model from Samsung. All of a sudden, it activated after like 10 seconds. And then I switched the SIM back into my S21, and it was active for a few months until I ended up just trading the phone. And then at that point, but I think I basically just tricked the network. Some reason the Fold was more compatible than the S22 was, or S21, but.
Ooh, they still have the holiday sale for sure, call.
You went from 260 watching, now 24.
Yeah, back to 24. Yeah, the real numbers. Yeah. All right, Manny, it's sub 7 gigahertz now, because remember, 6 gigahertz is now N96, N102, and N104. So 6 gigahertz is mid band. So it's sub 7 now.
What spectrum or what frequency exactly are those roughly?
N96, N102, and 104?
Yeah.
You missed. That's 6 gigahertz.
I know, but like 6
unlicensed.
What? 6.2, 6.5, 6, you know.
6 to 7 megahertz, or 6 to 7 gigahertz. The Wi-Fi 6E, the Wi-Fi 6 band.
Yeah, no, I know that. I'm just curious because obviously it's a whole gigahertz wide. So if each band, it's got to be its own like.
Okay, that's LTE. I gotta go to 5G. Okay, all right, yeah, here we go. Yeah, it's right here.
Okay, so
N46 is 5150 to 5925. That's 5 gigahertz. And then N96 is 5925 to 7125. So it's sub 7. Actually, it spills a little bit over into the 7 gigahertz, but and then N102 is basically 5925 to 6425, and then N104 is 6425 to 7125.
You think on N96 they're going to actually broadcast a whole 100 megahertz of that, or even N102?
Yeah, you can do 100 megahertz channel. Yeah, for NR.
You think they're going to?
This is for unlicensed NR. Yeah, it's in the standard. Yep, those are the 3 new bands for unlicensed 6 gigahertz. Yep. That's why they changed it to sub 7, because now the 6 gigahertz band is opened up to. So mainly it's geared for.
Before they go sub 8, sub 9, sub 10.
Well, they're not to do that because actually 7 gigahertz and 8 gigahertz is millimeter wave. It's called the upper mid band is what they call. That's what they're calling it. The true millimeter wave is up like above 24 gigahertz.
You're right.
So, because they're going to possibly open up 10 gigahertz band and the 13 gigahertz band and the 12 gigahertz band. Those bands are potentially new upper mid band for 5G. So that's if the FCC gets off their ass and gives us those bands. Oh, we lost Weasel there. He must have cut out for a second. So 4 carrier aggregation for sub 7. Uh-oh. Lost you for a second. Yeah, 4 carrier aggregation for sub 7 if you're on an X70 modem. If you're on an X65 modem, you got 3 carrier aggregation for sub. Now for millimeter wave, you can do
open it in a new tab and just opened it in the current tab.
Oh, yeah. So on the X65 modem, you can do 8 carrier aggregation. So you can do 800 megahertz of spectrum on millimeter wave. And on the X70 modem, you're going to be able to do 10 carrier aggregation. So you'd be able to do 1,000 megahertz. So you do 10 100 megahertz channels. And you can even do that because since 13 gigahertz is considered millimeter wave, you can do that. You can if they open up 1,000 megahertz of spectrum on 13 gigahertz, then you can actually do 10 carrier aggregation and do 1,000 megahertz of spectrum. Can you imagine using GigaMIMO technology on and 1,000 megahertz of bandwidth? Can you imagine what the speed is? You'll easily do 5 gigabits per second down and like 1 gigabit second up. I mean, the future is going to be really, really crazy. When they start doing this upper mid-band stuff, it's going to be nuts. It's going to be crazy.
I kind of wonder, though, because how... That's wild. I'm just thinking right now.
Well, if you missed my live stream, I just did a live stream on it. On my Christmas edition, I talked about it.
I have a 60 gigahertz wireless link on my roof, and that can do 2 gigs. Well,
the unlicensed 60 gigahertz is amazing. Yeah. That's part of the standard coming up. Of course, no phones has that frequency in it, 60 gigahertz in it yet, and we don't even have a band number yet because that's in the V band.
The beam of that though, it's very first of all, susceptible to rainfall. Like
it's worse than millimeter wave. Yeah, exactly.
And then the beam of it, the signal beam is extremely narrow.
Right. But the thing is, if you use the new GigaMIMO technology on 60 gigahertz, which they haven't started testing that yet, but if they do make something for that, can you imagine GigaMIMO on 60 gigahertz, how much better it's going to propagate and use beamforming? It's going to be amazing. So that's probably coming out next. They're going to be testing that, but Qualcomm's already testing 13 gigahertz for GigaMIMO. GigaMIMO is going to be amazing. And even 256 by 256 massive MIMO, they're going to do for the 3 gigahertz band. So for the 3.4 and for 3.7, and if the FCC gets off their ass and makes 3.1 a macro band, then they can use this 256 by 256 MIMO on that, and it's going to be incredible. Because they're already using the 256 for testing overseas right now. So, but they're in San Diego. They're actually testing the GigaMIMO and that 256 by 256 massive MIMO. So it's pretty amazing.
I don't really see them going past 20, 30 gigahertz. Do you? Only because of like just such short range. Once you get past 20, 30 gigahertz, you know.
Yeah, I mean we got 39 gigahertz right now. Verizon has millimeter wave on that.
At that point, I think that would be kind of the limit for a little while, because otherwise you're going to have
not with GigaMIMO though.
Super weak, unless you do like indoor systems that are higher frequencies, but your ranges are going to be so little that you need a lot of. It's going to be
perfect for indoor, but GigaMIMO is going to make millimeter wave double the range and.
Right.
It's good. It's going to be crazy. Just wait till Verizon starts doing GigaMIMO. You're going to see millimeter wave explode and cover the whole complete urban areas. Can you imagine being in like an urban Atlanta, Georgia? Can you imagine driving in any urban area the streets and you have millimeter wave everywhere, 100% coverage in Atlanta on millimeter wave. Can you guys just picture that?
I'll be
I mean, if
impressed
you look
when
at the
my
map.
hometown- when my city is blanketed with millimeter wave.
I mean, think about that. Let's go to Atlanta, Georgia. Let's show you an example.
I don't even think I'm slated
Well, we're
for
talking-
N77 until
I mean, look
the
at
end of
this.
the year of next year.
Wow, Atlanta's really filling out fast with the N77. Look at that. But here's your millimeter wave. Okay. I mean, millimeter wave is actually doing very, very good in Atlanta. I mean, look, that's your millimeter wave. All right. Now, can you imagine if they switched this out to gigamimo? Because what this is 32 by 32 or 64. I don't know which one they're using. So some millimeter wave is 32 by 32 and some 64 by 64. So it depends on which one it is. But can you imagine using 4K antennas, 4,000 antennas
Eesh.
on millimeter wave? It's going to double the range. But can you imagine this whole area being millimeter wave and not just here? I mean, this is. I mean, just think about this. Instead of just the
Is that
downtown
all
area, just think
millimeter
about
wave in Atlanta, or what is? Or that's N77, the dark.
that's millimeter wave.
Sheesh.
The dark is millimeter wave. The dark red is N77.
Okay, yeah. Gosh,
See,
I
you
did
go
not
up here.
know Atlanta was that dense. How long
Yes.
has it been that dense? Because I was just there in August.
I know they're deploying this shit like crazy, man.
Although
Look at some of these other cities. There's
think I
another
pulled
place
out-
that has millimeter wave that's really built out. See,
I
was
don't
it
think I pulled
Detroit?
out
Where was
Verizon
it?
when I was out there very much.
I
to
think
be
it's
honest.
LA. I think LA's got a lot of millimeter wave, actually.
What's up with their map?
Yeah, look at LA. Look at this millimeter wave in LA. Look at this. That's a lot of millimeter wave. Verizon is just like kicking ass. Look at that. Clear over here, all the way over here to Santa Monica. And I think it's even good up here. In what, San Fran? San Francisco? Let's see. Where's San Fran? Oh, here we go. Oh, here's look at San Jose. Fremont. Oh, San Francisco's not that big. It's just only the downtown area. Okay. Let's zoom out and see where some other areas. There's another city I think had a lot of millimeter wave. I can't remember where it was. Chicago. But Chicago's not too bad. I mean, Chicago's got a lot of millimeter wave too. I mean, look at that. I mean, that's pretty impressive. That's a lot of millimeter wave. Look at that. Downtown areas out in these, I mean, for miles down the streets. And look, the railways has got it. I mean, look, there's a lot of millimeter wave out there. But just imagine switching from what the technology they got now, and when they add new stuff and they do the Gigamimo instead, it's going to be crazy. And the Gigamimo is going to do better on your indoor coverage too. So it's going to make millimeter wave perform better indoors because you got 4,000 antenna modules instead of 32. So it's going to be nuts. I'm telling you right now, Gigamimo is going to make millimeter wave explode. It's going to do better than that Pivot 5G that they was talking about. I think Verizon's not going to do too much of that. They're waiting for this Gigamimo to come out, and then they're going to start adding all that stuff. And see, even Cleveland area is pretty good. Pittsburgh is good. Yeah, but millimeter wave is pretty amazing. Look, they even got millimeter wave in Cuyahoga Falls now, in Akron. Some of these smaller cities, mid-sized cities, and of course Columbus over here has got a lot of, and then Cincinnati. Yep, Cincinnati. There's downtown there. Got a lot of millimeter wave. I don't think Dayton has too much. Dayton don't have too much. Yeah, I got a little bit. I'm actually going here to Xenia, and I got a vacation planned here in Xenia. I'll be right here at the fairgrounds for the amateur radio convention called Hamvention. So I'll be here in May.
The hamvention.
I got my hotel room already booked. So it's gonna be fun. I haven't been there in 2 years because, COVID shit too, so thank God all that crap's over with. And then New York City has a lot of millimeter wave too. Let's see how they're building that out. Let's see. Yeah, look at that. I mean, that's a lot of millimeter wave. It's getting better. But yeah, Atlanta has a really good millimeter wave build out. Even some of these smaller cities got.
Take a look at Salt Lake real quick. I want to see if Salt Lake's improved at all. Man, their website's loading real slow today or something.
Yeah. It's not my speed because, I got 300 megabits
Also,
down.
real quick, go down to St. George, bottom left of Utah. Just look at how sad that is. How close. Oh, wait, go back up. Top right a little more. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Look how sad
they
that
haven't
is.
They haven't done N77 yet there.
Nothing. And we don't.
You got fake 5G there. That's all you got. Your N5.
Yep.
This is a new tower here. These two towers are new.
Mesquite and Littlefield, they all have pretty good coverage. I pulled 350 through there.
Yeah, I can't wait to get to Vegas and do some millimeter wave. Yeah, on the strip. Look at that. Yeah, that's getting better too. The strip is doing good. Yeah. I can't leave the hood out.
Yeah,
well, that's not the hood.
If I remember that, literally,
that's the hood part of the strip.
Yeah, that is. So wait. That portion I think is where I think T-Mobile in that area has band 47, band 48. Yeah,
it's band 46, or it is 48. Yeah, they had that's a test site that they put out in the neighborhood over there.
It's a bunch of LAA. I know that.
Yeah, it's band 46 or band 48. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. That's a test spot. Yeah, Carlos went out and tested it.
Verizon has one. As far as I know, there's only like 1 or 2 band 46 sites, and one of them's over by the Allegiant Stadium. Actually, there's a bunch more.
But
band 46
they proved
popping up.
But they can use N48 coming up too, or N46. Yep. N46 is going to be a 40 megahertz channel as well. It's going to be pretty good. Okay, let's see. We've got Moto Edge. Let's see. For all the T-Mobile shortcomings, they deploy standalone and it's really terrific. Why in the world are they setting up in the Maine woods? I don't know, but it's nice. Man, you guys are really chatty tonight. All 21 of you. Not to 500 of you. Let's see here. We'll get to the chat. Then we're going to talk about these cell phone boosters. Let's see here. Get on the beta, the free, but your YouTube is glitching, or is there really almost 170? Oh, okay, yeah.
Dude, you're far back now.
Yeah, 200 in the live, 220. Yeah, that's crazy. Somebody bought me views. That's nuts. Yeah, it's probably Crapple Watts. The troll. Let's see. Yeah, you guys are just chatting here. Chat. We should do another poll question. What should we do? Poll question. What would be a good poll question to do here? Let's see. Let's make another poll question up here. Let's see.
Do you think Boost Infinite will be better than T-Mobile?
Well, that's an easy question there. That's actually pretty easy. Yeah. Let's see.
T-Mobile. How about that?
Well, I already asked everybody about whether they plan on buying a booster. What can we do for a poll question for? Let's see. I don't even know what to make a question about.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Oh, okay. How about
Tripped me out. I was watching.
how much are you willing to spend on a booster? Let's do that.
It kind of tripped me out for
And
a
let's
second. I
say-
watch you on YouTube and Streamlabs, and I look over, watch YouTube, and you're drinking your coffee, and you start talking as the cups in your
Oh,
face.
yeah.
And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. And then I was just looking at the delayed stream.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Let's make another question here. Oh, let's just go in different stages here. Let's do 4 to 500, 600 plus. Okay, plus.
I'm out. He said,
let's do
RFK and crew have a good night. I'm heading out.
All right, good night. Let's see, 300. Yeah, it's
throw
probably
that
getting
out
late
there
already.
before
Yeah,
it's
it's already
coming up
11
too
o'clock
far.
at night.
Yeah, it came up on
300
2 hours.
To
Came up on 2 hours.
400. Let's see, and then
400 plus 5. Oh, you got a 500. I see you're going that way backwards. Yeah, that I think Carlos has the one booster I'm thinking of, but there's that booster that's like 100 dB gain. Thing is, no joke, $1,000 sub booster.
Uh-huh. There, that's a good question here. All right, so there's your question. How much are you willing to spend on a booster?
Oh, you should have put 0.
500 plus? Well, it doesn't matter. But this gets an idea. You know, are you willing to spend 200 to 300? Because that's the cheapest booster is 200. There's no booster under that that's worth a crap, anyways. So, I mean, I'll show you here in a minute. You can get a booster as cheap as $200, but it's not going to boost as good, you know, because it only has half the power. So,
I've seen boosters that boost a single band that are satisfactory. That
Oh,
are
yeah.
like $80 to $100.
Mhm.
But they literally only boost like band 13 or 12. Maybe
Right.
you'll find a band 5 booster, but it's only going to be like a band 13/12 booster, you know, and that's
well, here's
it.
the big thing about a booster. The booster is mainly the whole purpose of a booster is to get you a phone call or text message capability when you're out of range. That's it. So the boosters are not made to get you high-speed data, so you can watch YouTube, surf the web, and do all kinds of high-demand use. The booster is intended just to help you when you're out and about. So,
But the more band support that it has, the more likely it's going to work everywhere.
well, true, because the more carrier aggregation too. Yeah, that's true
That
too.
too, yeah. I mean,
It depends on
come
what
across
carrier you're
areas
with.
That might be as odd as it is, like a band 2 area, you know, or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Most people use well under 35 gigs of data. Yeah, well, if they don't do speed tests. If you do speed tests, you're going to eat up that like crazy. So I guess only if you do speed tests. Lemini says, I tried Boost Infinite, but the robocalls and scam calls were out of control like over 100 days. So I canceled. Oh, shit. I didn't know that. Robocalls? Oh, my God. Project Genesis has no data cap. Okay, so it don't have no data cap. Okay. But Gene says he doesn't get no scam calls, so just got 516 down and 84 up on AT&T 5G Plus. That's pretty good. Now that's probably because the N77 is on the same site as the LTE. That's probably why you got that speed. I guarantee you, if it's like the next tower over and it's using dual connectivity, you won't get those speeds, and you won't get 84 up.
That's definitely
won't.
one of the better AT&T speed tests of 5G Plus that I've heard.
Well, I did get some of that before. I mean, I did get some speeds like that when I was in Miami and Fort Lauderdale when I was testing it. But that's because the N77 was on the same site as the LTE. Because remember,
It just
if
seems really
N77 is on, it knocks out N5. So you have to be very close to the tower on N77 to get that upload speed. Because you lose that speed if you're too far from the tower. Because N77 is not performing that good on the upload. Just
Right.
because we don't have the See, the more bandwidth you have, the more spectral efficiency you are, and the better upload is, and then you get more beamforming. So basically, if you're only using 40 megahertz of N77 or 60 megahertz, you're not using that band to the potential. Now, when you have a whole full 100 megahertz channel, then you can boost the power up and use the beamforming more, and it's going to be a lot more efficient. So not until we get more bandwidth and we get more towers done until it's actually going to really, really help your upload. And that uplink booster on Ericsson, once they launch that, that's going to be good too. Yeah, I did a live stream on uplink booster. Check it out. Man, you guys are chatting like crazy. Yeah, I tried to go to Assurance Wireless website, and the website's down. It's not even working. They probably got hacked or something. Yeah, I went to that website. It doesn't work. When I filed FCC complaints with Assurance Wireless the last time, T-Mobile Corporation was the group that responded to the complaint. Well, that's weird. Well, it's probably Assurance Wireless is probably an MVNO that uses T-Mobile as their MVNO.
I think your internet's blocking that website or something because it loaded right up for me.
Really? Why would my... Why?
I don't know. I have noticed this over the past couple months. I actually have random websites that will be blocked on one phone, but not the other.
Oh, yeah.
Or on another phone.
Well, what was weird with me is my S22 Ultra wouldn't work on Wi-Fi for a whole day. No matter what Wi-Fi I tried to connect to, it said no data. And then all of a sudden today it works. So I've been seeing some weird, freaky shit happening on my phone lately.
That's freaky, yeah. A little strange.
Yeah, I connect to Wi-Fi, it says no data. So then I connect to the Wi-Fi on my Verizon home internet directly. It says no data.
Oh, so Assurance Wireless kind of looks like an affordable connectivity program. Wireless.
It is,
company.
yeah. It's an MVNO that's what it is. It's an MVNO geared towards the Lifeline stuff. And then
free unlimited data, free texts, free minutes, 10 gig hotspot.
Yep. That's what it is. It's for the low income people and for connectivity and that program. Exactly. See, TomTom says it works. Says, are you spelling it wrong? Well, I don't think I'm spelling it wrong. Assurance Wireless is owned by Sprint before the merger with T-Mobile. Yeah, but I don't think they're owned. I think it's an MVNO. I don't think it's owned by the... I couldn't find anything about it. Here, let me go to the wiki page here. Let's get to the let's get this figured out. Assurance Wireless. Okay, here we go. Assurance Wireless. This is Assurance Wireless. Okay, here we go. Assurance Wireless is a telephone service subsidized by the Federal Lifeline Assistance Program, a government benefit program supported by the Federal Universal Service Fund. The service provides low income to people. Okay, so we know all that stuff already. Okay, see here, yeah, it says right here, Assurance Wireless has used the T-Mobile network for coverage since 2020. So it's an MVNO. That's what it is. But it doesn't say who actually owns the company. The MVNO part of it anyways. Let's see. Eligibility, ownership. Okay, ownership. Since 2020, the Assurance Wireless brand has been under the T-Mobile family. Okay, so is that what that means? This is the result of the merger of Sprint Corporation and T-Mobile US was officially completed. And after Virgin Mobile was officially shut down and folded into Boost Mobile, an official statement was sent out to customers on June 14, 2020, stating all customers continue to have, okay. In 2019, before the merger, T-Mobile presidents, okay, so there it is right there. So Assurance Wireless brand is, so basically it's an MVNO company that's actually run by T-Mobile and using the T-Mobile network. So there you go. So there's the facts. That's what I like to do. Look it up. Look it up, and then there's no more of everybody guessing what it is. That's the way we do it. $50 is a troll. Well, it's not really a troll donut. It's a friendly troll. So that means somebody made a troll account and they're making fun of the troll. So there's two different types of trolls. There's a friendly troll, and then there's the actual bad troll. So that, just to clarify that up. So and then that's why I know none of the moderators is banning them, because they're a nice troll. So all right, let's see. We get through this. I have used Infinite on my A13 and your iPhone. Okay. If you can afford to drink, you can afford $20 ride share. That's right. That is right, Tom. I'm picking up 18 5G Plus. That's good. Man, you guys are chatty tonight. Man, it's taking me forever to catch up. People that drink can't think. Well, actually, when you drink, you can't think, because it actually hurts your brain cells. You work security in a bar? No, well, I don't now. I did. Back when the COVID shit happened, I was actually working at Hog Heaven. If you guys remember that, back when I was working at Hog Heaven, I was working there. I was checking IDs at the door with security. But I'm not there now. I'm a Bass Pro now, so that's why I got my Bass Pro hat on. This is the club hat, so that's when you get the credit card, the Bass Pro Club credit card. They give you a free hat. AT&T virtually gives the same speed in the band. Oh, okay. Well, that means the tower's pretty close to you, though. If the tower's within a mile of you, a mile or under, yeah, it's going to work the same indoor and outdoor. But when you get 1.5 miles, you start getting down to where you get 2 bars, and then you lose a couple of your carrier aggregations. And then, like with where I'm at, I'm like a couple miles from the tower. I got 1 bar, and it's usually band 12 and 66, because those are the 2 most powerful bands for AT&T. Delaware bartenders are held accountable for paid to drink. Yes, that's true. The same thing here in Florida. The bartender is obligated to not overserve a patron. Obligated. And a bartender can be sued or arrested if they overserve somebody and causes harm or damage. So, yes. And same thing with the underage drinking. You got to check IDs. You got to go through the training. To be a bartender here in Florida, you have to go through the training. It's called ABT, alcohol. Alcohol beverage. Yeah, ABT. It's like, you got the federal company. It's called ATF, Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. Well, here in Florida, we have it's called ABT. It's alcohol, beverage, and I forget what the T is, but they got a state agency that regulates all the drinking and stuff. Law is different in each state. That's true. $35 in the live. It looks like the trolls left. Yeah, there's only 18 left now. I got 237 likes too. Oh, wow. That's crazy. Yeah, I'm going to make some money on this live stream. Dish will prevail by building to the clouds. Yeah, that's going to be good. Yeah, Dish is going to be pretty interesting network. I can't wait to see June when they go 70% of the population and equal to AT&T and Verizon in coverage. I think Dish is going to be amazing. What's going to be even more amazing is when Dish goes around, and once the network's done, when they got 70% of the base coverage up, they go back and they add N48, they add N77, they add some 3.4 gigahertz, and they add some 13 gigahertz. Hopefully they use the GigaMIMO technology. Can you imagine if Dish does that? Everywhere they have 13 gigahertz license, if they go and put the GigaMIMO up on those tower sites, can you imagine what those speeds are going to be? You're going to have gigabit speeds wherever there's 13 megahertz at or gigahertz at. It's going to be crazy. TomTom got approved for Christmas Day. Man, I'm really behind on the chat, ain't I? Holy shit. Yeah, I'm really behind. Then we got to talk about boosters here too. We just been chatting up like crazy here. Let's see. Let me get through here. Most of you guys were just talking back and forth there. You're not really talking to me. Let's see. TomTom says some phones are network locked and some are globally unlocked. Okay. You went from 260 to 24. Yep. Okay, here's a question. How long before they go sub 8, sub 9, sub 10? They're not. The 3GPP standard is sub 7 because 8, 9, and 10 gigahertz is the upper mid-band millimeter wave. Actually, instead of calling it upper mid-band, they should have called it lower millimeter wave band. That's what they really should have called it, because why would you call it upper mid-band when it's not in mid-band? Because mid-band is below 7 gigahertz, so that's crazy. So the fact that they're calling it upper mid-band is kind of stupid, because it's not mid-band. It's actually millimeter wave. It's lower millimeter wave is actually. Are you going to keep this past 2 hours? Well, we're already 2 hours and 18 minutes, so usually I do a 3-hour live stream when I go live. So, yeah, here in a minute we're going to talk about the boosters, and then we're going to call it a night. If I can get through the chat here.
Tom actually left, I think.
Yeah, I know that he's already left. So yeah, that's why I got to get through the chat here. So I'm just scrolling through here now. Okay, I got another $5 super chat from one of the friendly trolls. Buy yourself a Coke and can play kick in the can at the nursing home. Yep. Yep. That's funny. All right, let's see. You guys are just talking back and forth in the chat. So let's see. Let me just look for questions directed to everything here. Oh, here's what you said. Project Gen lost phones for 1 year. Imagine if Infinite does the same thing. Okay. Man, I'm really behind on the comments. This is crazy. You guys are talking like crazy. Okay, here's a question. Is there a single band Sunny One booster? Nope.
Actually, I found them. I found a couple.
Oh, you
already,
did find one?
They do make them, yeah. And they
Okay.
actually state that they're for T-Mobile band 71.
Oh, okay. When AT&T launches 3.497, will phones like the 14 Pro Max use both 3.7 and 3.4? Yes. Yes, they will. And we can thank the FCC for screwing those two bands up. Dumbasses. F the FCC. What is this? eBay? I don't know what that is.
Oh, yeah, he was just sharing a booster.
Okay. I gotta get through these. Oh, hello there, Justin. How you doing there? Wesley can use many boosters that support 24 to 26. There are few, but most commonly called a 7-band booster. Yeah.
Yeah, I was trying to look for band or N41 boosters.
Okay, I think I caught up in the chat here. Okay. All right, so let's talk about the booster stuff here. Let's see. Hope you had a Merry Christmas. Christ is King. That's true. Yes, happy birthday, Jesus. That's right. Okay, let's go to the booster. Okay, so the most common booster out there is made by Wilson Boosters, which is also now WeBoost. And you got different types here. You got boosters for your car and your SUV. You got them for your RV. So they're set up for RV. And sometimes the RV ones are, set up so that you can put a directional antenna and you mount it on the side of your RV. And then the RV booster is almost just like the home booster. It's mounted in your RV versus mounted in your house. And plus it's got 12-volt power too, because most of the time, you don't have AC. Well, sometimes most RVs now do have AC. So, But yeah, so you got the RV, and then you got for over the road trucks. So if you're a truck driver, you can get this one here. This is a really good one to have because it has the high gain antenna. This big antenna here, you can mount, and it actually has more signal. So you can do this. So yeah, the first signal booster for overlanding and off-roading. So yeah, see here, you can put it on your off-road camper. So this is actually the best setup you can get here. This is the best one to get right here for $549.
Actually is a better one, but it isn't Wii Boosts.
Mm-hmm. But this is it right here. This is the best one to get. It's $549. It's actually the best one to get. You got your indoor. Well, let's see. Get my mouse in the right spot here. You got your. This is inside your vehicle. This is the amplifier. Here's the outside antenna. So, yeah, you just mount this on the. Basically, this is kind of like a CB mount. So you can do a magnetic mount and then plug this in.
How many dB
or you do
does that give you? Do they tell you?
This one, I think this one's the 50 dB. Yeah, you can actually click on the specs. We're going to do that. And then this has got a new mount on it too. This has got a new mount where you can actually turn this down if you're driving through a bunch of trees and you don't want to hit this and smack it and break it off. You can do that. So this is made for truckers or for off-roaders. So let's see. Down here's where the. Okay, where is, how do I install it? Where's the spec? I'm looking for the spec sheet. Where's the spec sheet? They changed this website since last time I was here. Learn more in the box. Where's the spec sheet? It used to be here. Oh, I hate it when they change the website. I don't see it now. Where is, they used to have where you click on it, it had the actual specs. Well, here, let's click on this. The overland antennas, the toughest antenna that they've made so far. Oh, it's IP66 and military 810H standards, so it can hit tree strikes and everything like that. So that's a pretty nice antenna. It's got a lot of gain too. Oh, here's specs. There we go.
Not a lot of specs there.
Well, where is the specs? Huh. Well, look at this. Well, so much for specs. Huh. Okay. Well, let's go back. Looking for the specs on this kit here. Where's the specs at? Oh my God. They're driving me crazy. Where's the specs? Unbelievable. No specs. This just makes me mad right here.
So
no specs.
Go over to vehicle boosters. Top bar. Oh, there you go. Scroll down and find the drive reach OTR. One more row down. Select the drive reach OTR. Go back up. Up one more row. Up. Not that X.
Not that one.
Up one more. Okay, the left one. The drive reach OTR. Yeah, click the drive reach OTR.
And this one probably has the specs on it, right?
Yeah, it's got the specs right.
There's the video.
A little more right there. Download spec sheet. On the right side.
Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah, they just moved it. Okay, there we go.
It's just on the main unit.
Oh, okay, I got you. Okay, here we go. All right, let's get this bigger for you guys so you can see it. Where's my? Oh, here, down here in the corner. Here we go. Here we go. Okay, so here, drive reach OTR. This is the best one they got. So if you're going to buy one, I would buy this one because it gets you the most gain. Yeah, 50 dB. That's what I thought it was. Okay, so here you go. So for $519. Boost signals for trucks and over-the-road truck drivers, or you can put this on your car. You can do multiple devices, and here's the frequencies right here. Okay, here's the most important. Okay, so we got band 12 and 17, which is 700 megahertz. You got band 13, 700 megahertz. Band 5, 850. Band 4, 1700 up, 2100 down. So that's right. It's L band up and S band down. Band 25 and 2 is 1900 megahertz. Got 50 dB gain. New frequency band utilized by drive reach. What's the new band? Yeah, band 25 is the new frequency band because it's a little bit more expanded. So band 2 and 5 together. Yeah, this is do it yourself. You can easily do this. So this shows you how you do it in your truck. There's a mount where you can do it on your mirror mount. So how a booster works is the orange. See, number 1 is orange. So it receives the tower. The antenna picks it up. It goes down. It goes down into the box, and that's the turquoise color is the amplifier. So it amplifies incoming signals and then transmits it back out in the purple to the phone. So then your phone receives the signal, and then your phone does the complete reserves. The phone transmits out to the tower, but the booster antenna in the inside picks up the signal. It goes into the turquoise again, and then it picks up the signal on that frequency and then boosts it out, the antenna, out to the tire. So this is called a bidirectional amplifier. That's what this is called. Because like on your car stereo, it's a one directional. So basically it takes the signal from the radio, it boosts the power up and then hits it to the speaker. So it's one way. So it's a one-way thing. And same thing with some other stuff. It's only one way. But with this, it has to be two-way because the way cell phones work is it transmits to the tower and then it picks up signal from the tower. So that's why it's called a bidirectional amplifier. And it works best on FDD. So because you got a dedicated frequency bands for the upload, dedicated frequency bands for the download. The reason it works the best that way because they're separated. So the booster's boosting this one up and this one's boosting everything down. Now, if you go on TDD, which is band 41, then you're using the same frequency to the tower as you are coming back from the tower to the phone. So TDD does not work good for bidirectional amplifiers because how is a amplifier going to boost a signal out to the tower when it's using the same one end? So it's going to get interference. And that's why this really won't work good for N41. So the FDD frequencies, which is frequency duplexing, it'll do. But the time slot direct, it's not going to work very well. So you got different antennas you can use. You can use these little mini magnet mounts, but these things are crap. They don't work very good at all. So yeah, this is the best booster to get right here. So $519. Fast network speeds. So if you got like 1 bar and you turn this thing on, you get full bars. And it depends on your SINR too. There's a lot of different factors that depends on these cell phone boosters because actually when you're boosting stuff, a signal from the towers. So if your antenna is picking up 5 towers at the same time on 5 different frequencies, it's going to boost all 5 of those frequencies and send them to your phone. And what that can do is cause you to have a low SINR. Right? Yeah, low SINR. Signal to noise ratio. So the more noise you have, the less your data speed is. So there is times that if you use a booster, it will hurt your speeds. But the main thing with boosters is make sure you have a good phone call. And if you're using a booster and you're sitting in one spot and you're having poor service, then all you got to do is move. Sometimes if you move just a few feet, then the antenna will not pick up the tower that's interfering with the current one you're connected to. So if you're on a hilltop and using a booster, there's a more chance for interference because you can pick up more towers. But if you're in a valley, more likely you'll pick up one tower, but this will boost the signal from that one tower. And I don't recommend using boosters while you're in urban areas or in a good, if you got towers everywhere, you got full bars, you do not want to use a booster because the booster can actually hurt the coverage for everybody else and cause interference to the tower. And officially you're supposed to register your booster. Because it even says in here, you're supposed to contact your carrier and register your device. I saw that somewhere, right? So this is vehicle boosters. And so here's some very common questions here. All right. So can you run a hotspot with the booster? Yes, you can. Will my radio antenna affect? No, because your radio antennas on a different, like AM, FM radio is different, but you're supposed to keep all antennas at least 6 to 12 inches from other antennas so you don't get interference. And I've seen people do that before. They'll have multiple antennas on a rooftop and they'll have all the antennas a foot apart, but they cause interference with each other. You got to keep them a couple feet apart. Like my antennas on my roof of my Jeep, they're 3 foot. I got one on the back for my shortwave stuff, and then my VHF, UHF stuff's towards the front. And I got them separated as far as I can get them on purpose like that so they don't interfere with each other. Can I use drive reach over the road at a campsite? Yes. Does it work in other vehicles? Yes. Will it boost my GPS signal in my truck? Yes. If your truck's GPS device is powered through a mobile device, cellular device, it will boost your GPS signal, because what frequency is GPS on? You guys remember? Let's see what you say in the chat. You guys know in the chat? What frequency is GPS on?
I think I know. Remember at least.
Yeah? You remember? Okay.
Isn't it like 1.5 something?
Nope.
No?
I don't think so. Let's see. Let's look it up. Let's see if this tells. Yeah, I actually talked about this in one of my past live streams, actually.
It is. They broadcast at a couple different frequencies, but it looks like 1575.42 and then 1227.6. And then newer satellites are also broadcasting at 1176.
Where's that in the wiki here? Man, where's that time almanac? Data frequency. There we go. 1575. Okay. 1575.
So I was close.
That was L1. And then the second one is 1227, which is L2. This must be the new stuff. This must be the new frequencies, because
what were you thinking?
I was thinking 2.3 because it was right under the 2.4 gigahertz microwave band. Because band 46 is close.
Sirius XM is 2.3, 2.3, ish.
Let's see. Because there's 2 generations of GPS. Let's see. Because usually this has the whole history.
Sirius, but Sirius XM uses 2320 and 2332.
Yeah, I knew it uses that, but see, when I talked to my live stream the other day, we was talking about interference on. Where there was something that was around 5 gigahertz. There's a portion of 5 gigahertz that's being used for GPS. Maybe that's the new frequency. Maybe what's on the Wikipedia here is the old stuff, maybe. I'm just looking through here. Man, there's a lot of crap on here. Look at all this stuff. Look at all this. You got L1, L2, L3, L4, L5. So you got basically 5 different frequencies. You got 1575, 1227, 1381, 1379, 1176. So what band is this? What band is GPS in? L band. It's right here, see? Band. L band. And so what's the closest cellular frequencies to all this? Band 2. Because band 2 is at 1900 megahertz, right? And this is at 15. So this is all just under band 2. And then the next closest cell phone channel to this is what? Band 5, 850 megahertz. And then, of course, if we look, so we got 1.5, 1.2, 1.3. And then if we go up here and look at the 5G bands, okay, so let's look at what's close by this, okay? So we got 1.5. Okay, so we got 1.5, 1.3 and all that. So here, N50, 51, 74, 75. So over in other countries, they have actually cell phone bands that are really close to the GPS. So here you got N50, N51. I don't know what countries these are in Europe. So you got 1500 here, 15. So
I don't even know that those are used. Because even like I've looked at Cell Mapper and stuff in like Europe and places, and I don't even recall seeing any of those.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess that's N. So that's N. So if N50 or N whatever 51's even deployed, it might not be. Is there a band
true.
50?
Here, let me look at just LTE.
Oh, there's a band 50.
Yep, band 50. Yeah, see, 1432 to 1517. So these are all, so from band 32, 50, 51, 74, 75, 76. These are all pretty close to GPS bands, and even band 24. So you got some cell phone stuff that's like really nearby all this stuff too. It's pretty cool. And then the next cell phone band you got is 1700. So basically band 4 and 66 is the actually close to GPS. So if a cell phone booster is boosting band 66, which is 1700 megahertz, then it's going to be pretty close to that. So if it's boosting band 2 and 66, then in between that is actually the GPS. So yeah, it'll boost that.
It could be boosting GPS, sort of.
Yeah.
I'm
And
actually
that's what
going
it
to
says,
test
right?
this. I have a cell booster inside my house right now, and I'm gonna.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna
Okay.
actually see. I'm gonna hook it up.
Yeah,
with
that's a
the
good
internet.
experiment. Yep. So that's pretty interesting. Okay, so let's see. Will the drive reach where the vehicle goes off? Well, if you have it in your cigarette lighter plug and it shuts off the power to your 12-volt plug, then yeah, it'll shut off the booster. So, and then here's the next question: what's the difference between reach over the road and the 4GX? The drive reach ODR is more powerful than the 4GX over the road because it reaches cell phone tower 74% farther than the 4GX. Mounting options. So,
and if for any reason 50 dB is not enough for you, there's another company, Cellfi. They sell 100 dB cell booster.
yeah, that's a lot of boosting there.
But,
So.
that unit's a little different because I've read up on it. I have a coworker that was given one for a trial, and
Oh, really?
yeah, he knows the guy who either like owns Cellfi or works with Cellfi. But yeah, my coworker travels a lot. He jeeps a lot, and so the guy just gave him the booster. But
Oh, okay.
apparently, when I was looking at it, it's a single carrier booster only. So you log in, there's an application, Bluetooth send to the booster, and you actually choose whether you want AT&T, Verizon, or T-Mobile.
Okay.
And I think that's how they can probably get, more gain pumped out of it for one. But that thing is an insane cell booster. Like I drove around with him, and we drove to this one spot where AT&T and T-Mobile practically have no service for a good 15-ish miles. And in the middle of that, when there's no service to even get at all, nothing. It turned that on and it brought us up to like negative 90 RSRP, like 10 SINAR. It was insane.
Negative and 90 when you had no signal in the first place?
Yeah. It was like
Wow.
mid 90s.
Yeah, minus 90 is a good signal. That's full bars.
It was impressive. The SINAR was like, I don't know, 5, 10 SINAR. It literally brought it from, as I started noticing, I was watching it. I started noticing.
Is this
my
the company?
signal drop off.
Cellfi? This is not it, is it?
That is the company. That's not. Oh, go to products. I think. Cellfi Go. Go to products and then go to Go.
Oh, okay. Oh, here we go.
Yeah,
Up to 100 dB in stationary mode?
That's the
Wow.
little website you're on. That's not the website I was reading, but
Oh, okay.
yeah. So they have. He has the. He's probably got the Go G32 because his is black. But
Okay.
yeah, that thing. So I was gonna say real quick. I was watching our signal levels as we were traveling away from the tower, and I was hanging on. At towards the end of it, it was like getting -117, -120, 125, and then it kind of at that point just completely dropped off. But so yeah, we got to a point where like Sinar was like basically at that far distance. Sinar got to like 0, basically, and not quite 0, but the Sinar is pretty low. The signal was super low, and then it just dropped off. And I waited another, like 10-ish miles, and then flipped the booster on, and all of a sudden the signal bar shot straight up. And he just had the little like.
This has got multiple receivers. It's got 6 front end receivers that relays 2 bands. So this helps you with your carrier aggregation boosting. Oh,
Yeah.
wow. This is pretty impressive.
That was one thing I noticed too. Is yeah, it boosted a couple bands really well.
We're going to have to get Carlos to get one of these and test it. I
thought
wish
he
Carlos
had
was
one.
able to come in here. Oh, he does? I know he has the sure call, but I didn't know he had this.
Oh, I thought he told me maybe it is the sure call. I thought he was telling me.
I know he
had
has sure car in his car. I know he has that.
Okay.
But maybe we'll do that in the future too. Of course, we're talking about it here tonight for you guys on cell boosting, but maybe in a future live stream, after CES, maybe we'll do a special live stream where we have Carlos out there in the middle of nowhere, and he has the booster, and he can actually stop and then show us, all the Sinar signal and all that with the booster on and the booster off. And you never know. Maybe we can get him to like get all of them. Maybe he can get a Wii Boost, a Sure Call, and then this Selfie. Maybe he can get all 3 of them. And maybe we'll do a special test and do some real live testing on all 3 boosters and see which one actually is the winner. Who has the best Sinar and all that stuff.
I'm gonna call.
I know it's going to be expensive to buy all these, but maybe we can get some companies to provide them to us.
I'm gonna call my coworker and see if he'll let me borrow
Okay.
it, because I almost guarantee he would.
Okay.
And then I'll get together with Carlos and we could do that, because that would
Maybe
be exciting.
Maybe we could do this after CES, because CES is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and of course I'm staying until like next week. So maybe on Monday or Tuesday, we could do a road trip and we can just go out in the desert and just test this stuff. So. Sounds pretty exciting.
The real test is we go to an area where T-Mobile has lost service for over 20, 30 miles.
Yes.
And then
and see if we can pull the skunk in. Hey, Skunky, where are you? There goes Skunky. Yeah, and then also Uniden is making cell phone boosters. I don't know if you knew that, but Uniden is actually now selling home boosters. Huh?
The radio company?
Yeah, like for scanner, Uniden scanners and Uniden CBs.
Oh,
they're making cell phone boosters.
I was thinking do they also make radios like walkies?
Yeah, they make walkie-talkies.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of it. And then you said radar and
Uniden. Yeah, so here they got home boosters. Let's see. This one's just only 23 gauge. This is for this is a cradle style booster. Okay.
So
Uniden makes one of them.
Cool though. I dig that idea. If you only need one phone to boost, that 23 dB gain should be pretty sufficient with your phone.
It's almost like
against it.
Yeah, it's almost like the Wii Boost actually has that one model. So if you want to boost a little bit, but you don't want to spend a lot of money, you can get this one. I actually have this booster. This one booster I have.
Antennas, the small indoor antennas are very low gain.
Now this one here I have.
Practically
I bought this.
Antenna.
I bought this Drive Sleek 2 years ago. I bought this. Okay. When I flew to Ohio to the Dayton Hamvention in Xenia, Ohio. And there's many areas out there in Ohio that's in the rural areas that the signal's horrible. You lose signal. So I got a rental car. So when I flew into Covington, Kentucky, I got my rental car. And actually the rental car that I got was, I ordered a pickup truck because I didn't want, the SUV was like more expensive, but the pickup truck was the cheapest full size. And they give me a Chevy Silverado, but the seats didn't move very much. They wasn't power seats. So when I sat in this thing, it wouldn't go up. And with me being short, I need to go up so I can see over the damn hood. And the way a Silverado pickup truck is you're sitting down low, and I'd be like grandma looking over the steering, and I was afraid I was going to hit something, So I told the guy, I said, I can't drive this. You're going to give me something else. And then he says, look out in the parking lot. You see anything you like? And I saw a white Dodge Durango. And I go, how about that Durango? So he pulled it over. I jumped in it. I did the automatic seats. The seats went all the way up. And they got to where it was good. I could see around really good. It was awesome. And so I drove that for 2 weeks while I was up there in Ohio. And it was a 2018 Dodge Durango, two-wheel drive with the V6 with the 8-speed transmission. And that thing was pretty good. It's 300 horsepower. It was pretty impressive. So I really liked that. So after driving one, they're pretty much similar to the Jeep Grand Cherokee. Because I also had a 2014 Jeep Grand Cherokee with a 5.7 Hemi in it before. And it's a good vehicle. So when I flew up there, I actually bought one of these Drive Sleeks, and I put it in my carry-in luggage. So when I got to the airport, I got in this Dodge Durango, and I hooked this thing up. I put this little antenna, I threw it up on the roof, I hooked it up, I brought my little cradle thing that you stick on the window, and then I stuck this cradle on there. I stuck my phone on it, and I drove all over Ohio, and I had Metro PCS back then. Metro by T-Mobile. That's what I had when I first moved to the Keys, because that's what I had. And of course, it was horrible service. So there's always dead spots, and it was horrible service. But this booster actually helped Metro by T-Mobile. It actually helped the signal. The signal is more stable. The speeds were a little bit better. I had less drop calls. So if you're a T-Mobile customer and you're in a not completely rural area, but you're in an area where T-Mobile doesn't have good coverage. There's a tower, and then it doesn't overlap, and you get a drop call, and then you get service back. Those kind of areas, this booster will actually help you with the handoffs. So you got overlap on the coverage. So this will help you with that. Now, if you're in a complete rural area, I recommend that other booster we just talked about, the 50 dB one. That's the one I would go with the big antenna on it, if you're in a rural area. But if you're just in an area where T-Mobile kind of sucks, I would get this one here. And you can't beat the price, $200. It's easy to set up and put it in your vehicle. And any of you, if you want help with this, you can, direct message me on Twitter, and I will help you guys with any questions you have with this booster setting up in your vehicle. The most important thing is having the antenna separated. The outside antenna has to be as far back on the roof as you can get it, and the cradle up by your dash, and make sure the sunroof is not between your cradle and the antenna on the roof, because if they can see each other, the signals will, it's called oscillating. It does a loop. Basically, it transmits out, the cradle picks it up, and then it transmits, and it loops it, and it will actually shut down. Yeah, it's called feedback. Oscillation is feedback. So yeah, that's the only problem you got to worry about with a sunroof. So as long as you got it all the way in the back and they don't see each other, you got that metal roof, it acts as a blocker, and it blocks the signal from looping. That's the most important thing when doing boosters in your vehicle. You got to make sure the antenna is as far apart as possible. So let's see what you guys are saying in the chat here. I'm sure you guys are chatting way up here. Let's see. I noticed it was sold out only about 2 weeks ago. Okay. Verizon has great in-building coverage. Okay. Hope you had a Merry Christmas. Yep, we already did that. I looked at the AT&T website to see if my iPad would work. I typed in the EID for eSIM. It said it was marked lost or stolen. But I typed the IMEI and it said it was unlocked. Oh, there you go. I know it was unlocked from Verizon, so I was curious about that.
I wonder why it would say it was lost or stolen.
Yeah, must have accidentally put a wrong number in there or something. Yeah, so Gene's happy with Verizon. I'm happy with Verizon. And now that the N77 is deployed in like Miami and Fort Lauderdale, the congestion's gone. There's no more congestion up there now. I mean, there's a few times that you're between towers and the dual connectivity is working, and it actually ruins the service. But it's still, the dual connectivity is working better on Verizon than it is with AT&T. AT&T is just straight up trash. When I went up there a couple weeks ago, AT&T was horrible. I mean, several times I did a speed test, and it said can't do the test. And that's bad. That's what I expect from T-Mobile, but not from AT&T. Now, if I turn N77 off and I go up there in Miami and Fort Lauderdale, the AT&T with 50 megahertz of LTE and 15 megahertz of N5 works beautiful. Full 100 down, 100 up, except for where it's congested at. Then it does slow down to like 100 down and maybe 30, 40 up. But that's still completely usable. T-Mobile is horrible inside buildings. Yes, yes, yes. That is right. I completely concur on that. Linus Tech has Selfie in his home in Canada. Okay.
Yeah, he does.
Linus
He made a whole video on it. He's got a digital.
Yeah.
It's a digital system that he has. So his house is really large, and in like 80% of it, he doesn't get any cell service.
He's a big YouTuber, man.
Yeah,
he's making a lot of cash.
His cell booster, he's got the like an antenna or two outside, and then basically he's got like throughout the whole home, like at least like 6 or so antennas, if not more, that are all just connected through an Ethernet cable back to the hub.
Oh, MS wants me to check out the Elisis Power over Ethernet outdoor antenna for 5G at CES. Okay, so I'll have to make sure to check that out. Yeah, so that's next weekend. Next week's CES. Yeah, we're a week away.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be live streaming at CES. So anybody that wants to see a specific booth, just DM us. And I think we should maybe just build a little list or something of some booths that the community wants to see. And we can.
And I'm also going to be live streaming from Vegas too. So while we're walking around, I'm sure Carlos will be on his channel. So you guys will have multiple channels you can watch us all live stream from. So,
I don't know what channel I'm going to live stream from yet, but just keep an eye out, guys, and I'll probably tweet.
Oh, okay, yeah. Do you have a YouTube channel?
I have a couple YouTube channels. My one I mod on is a channel, but I'm not sure if that's what I'm going to use yet. I might open a new channel for tech related stuff. I've been thinking about opening a channel for a while. So if y'all follow me on Twitter, you can follow me at Weasel_14.
There you go.
And I'll probably post there whether it's going to be one channel I already have or a new one. But
oh, that's awesome, dude.
Yeah,
I think you do really good with the channel. Mike says, I don't want to give up my Xfinity Mode. Well, no, you were happy with your service. Yeah. Yeah, don't give up something you've got a good deal with. Yeah. That's a fantastic idea, he says. What's his Twitter handle? Can you put it in the comments there?
Oh, yep.
Yeah, just put it in there. Of course, you guys know what mine is, too. Oh, where did mine go? I thought I had it in there. StreamYard took away some of my banners I had in here. That's weird. Create a banner. Okay, here, let me go to my Twitter. Let me make another one up here. Let me get mine up here for you guys here. There we go. There's mine. And here, let me put it in the chat for you guys too here. Yeah, so and if you guys are not getting notifications too, make sure that you're on my my Twitter, because I always post, and I'm on Discord too. So if you guys don't have Discord, sign up for Discord. I have a Discord chat. So yeah, so if you DM me on Twitter, I'll send you the link for the Discord so you can join, because it's only invite only. I don't think you can find me, because I'm limited on Discord, because I want to make sure only the people I approve is in there, because I don't want to accidentally have trolls in there, because that's the last thing you want, trolls in your Discord.
You need some moderators in there too.
Yes, you're right.
You can add me as a mod on there, and I'm sure there's a couple other people.
Yeah, let's see. I don't even know how to do that. Let's see. Let's see. What do I do? Click on the three little lines. More. Let's see.
Go up to where it
Speak
says
message.
RFK Tech at the top left, and that little drop down arrow, and then I think
Yep,
if you
okay.
go to server settings at the top, kind of,
Yep. Server settings. Okay.
and then
All right. Let's see.
let me open up on mine.
I don't see any mod stuff here. Let's see. Oh, it's on the left side. Moderation, safety setup. Is that where I do it?
Possibly.
Okay, let's see.
I'm pulling it up on mine so I could see because I kind of forgot. Oh, it's under roles.
Oh, roles. Okay, roles.
And then if you create a role,
create role. All right, so let's see, new role.
Yeah, I think you can use that as the role. Yeah, and then you can like rename it admin or something like that, or moderators, and then that's where you would assign.
Okay. Okay, so I can make a color
make
here.
Sure
Let's see.
they have permissions of.
Display role members separately from online members. I don't know. See, I don't know what to do with all that.
So there'll be a few more things you want to change, but real quick, make sure your permissions, that they have ability to
view channels.
Yeah, they'll mainly just the ability to like delete and to block and ban.
Well, where's that at?
So let's see if you.
Gosh, there's so much stuff on here.
Yeah, there is. There's a lot you gotta go through.
Yeah, we'll set that up
I'll
later.
tell you what, if you just go to the very bottom and just click administrator. Toggle that on.
Oh, okay.
If for now, just give me access and I'll go through and set all these right, and then you can go through and add others as mod.
Okay. All right.
So and
sounds
then
good.
go back. So if you go back to that spot and then just invite me from.
All right. How do I
go back to where it said like
manage
permissions?
members?
Yeah,
search members.
Weaselnator.
You're not coming up. Add members to this role. Well, oh, okay. Here's the list of people here. See if I can find you. Oh, there you are. Okay, there. You should be in there now. Are you in there?
Yep, I got the role.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna. So what I'm gonna do real quick. I'm gonna make another role that'll actually be the mod squad role, and then set that as the perms, and then.
Oh yeah. Set her all up. Yeah. So if you guys want to be in the Discord, in there, so just go to Twitter and send me an invite or a request on Twitter. So add me on Twitter and go in there and send me a DM, and we'll get you all set up there on Discord. Yes. Okay, so let me get back up here to where I was. Where was I here? Okay, check out that antenna. Okay. Fantastic idea. There's your Twitter hand. There's Weasel. There's his Twitter. I was going to say Tweedle. A tongue twister there. And okay, there's mine. So yeah, make sure you follow me on there. So you can if I do a live stream, I always broadcast. I always send it out so you guys know when I'm doing a live stream. So that's pretty good. Okay, followed. All right, thanks there, Redbeard. Thank you so much. Let's see. Yeah, so does anybody have any more questions about cell phone boosters we talked about tonight? So I just did a quick overview. I think I did a more detailed live stream before on cell phone boosters, a little bit more, but I mean, I give you guys just basically how it works, and we're talking about which ones work, what bands it works on. So which carriers and all that kind of stuff. I think I was going to pull the spec sheet. We'll do that before we end this here. Oh, you don't care for Discord. Yeah, some people don't like Discord, but yeah, gotcha. iPhone 14 Pro or Pixel 7, what would you choose? I would pick the iPhone 14, actually.
Why?
And that's actually weird for me to say that. But
And his last question after that was, and why? So
and why? Well, because iPhone 14 has made drastic improvements on the modem, and now that they got the X65 modem, the Qualcomm in there, and they get the DSDA, dual SIM, dual active, and it works good. They got more experience with it than Pixel. Pixel is kind of new to
Pixel was supposed to have DSDA, is it not?
It does, because it's made for Google Fi, and that's one of the things that it needed for their Google Fi.
I can't get two eSIMs to enable, or even I can get the physical SIM and the secondary SIM to enable, but if I want to switch between data, it has to actually like switch like every other phone does, and it takes a few seconds.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
iPhone has perfected the DSDA. So I would go with that. I mean, if you like Apple. Me, I don't like Apple. I really don't like it, but I'm sticking with Samsung. Because I use Dex, and I use my S Pen a lot, like so Apple, I'm sticking with Samsung.
I don't like Apple, but they're just limited in things that you can do. I like to do a lot more techie things on my phone and dive down into the see my service mode and stuff like that, or control the band select, or root my Pixel. Well,
hopefully Tito Sneed didn't actually call you stupid and and really seriously call you stupid for hating Pixel. But I'm sure when they said the word stupid, some people say words that don't really mean it the full way, but I don't know. But yeah, but Tito and SMT, they like the Pixel. They like the Google stuff, but I've never had a Pixel, so I really don't have no right to say that Pixel's bad or that I don't like it. But I'm just not going to even try Pixel because S Pen and Dex, those two things I love. So iPhone's a no-go and Pixel's a no-go. So call me a Samsung fanboy or what, but that's just what I use and that's what I like and that's what I'm sticking to. So now, will I get an iPhone 14 later on? Maybe, maybe later on this year. Maybe I'll buy one and just so I can say I got one and do speed testing on it and I don't know. But I don't know. I really don't want to have 5 or 6 phones because when you get more phones for testing, then you have to buy more lines. Then the next thing you know, you're paying $500 or $600 a month for phone service, and I really don't want to do that. It's bad enough I'm paying $120 a month for 2 lines. So, because I got the Los Red and the Los Blue. So Pixel modem is garbage, though. I think Google will figure it out. They failed 2 times in a row. Yeah. I've heard some people say, especially millimeter wave. There's definitely some truth to it that the millimeter wave is not always as good as either iPhone or Samsung when it comes to that. So that's true. All right, here's one thing I want to do. One thing I didn't do. Let's see. Let me go to, let me get this back up. Oh. Okay, here. Let me go to this. I want to do one more thing before we close this live stream down. I want to show you guys one more thing. So what I want to do now, make it 2
more things because I think you still got your poll, didn't you?
Yeah, I didn't close out the poll yet. I don't know. Oh, here, let me get rid of this off here so you can see. Okay, there we go. Burglary in progress down by the Marathon Airport. Crazy people. Yeah, the poll. Let's do the poll here. All right, how much are you willing to spend on a booster? Let's close. If you didn't vote, hurry up and vote. You got 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nobody voted. So I guess you guys already voted. All 300 of you vote. No, there was never 300. There's all fake people. That's right. All right. So how much are you willing to spend on a booster? So 50% of you said 200 to 300. 25% of you said 500. And 18% of you said $300 to $400, and 6% of you said $400 to $500. So there you go. That's pretty interesting. So it looks like to me that one booster for $200 sounds like a really good deal. So, and I think that booster, that $200 booster, is easy to set up. It's not permanent, so you don't have to worry about anything. You just run the wires through your window or your doors, your door jamb. There's like little rubber seals around your doors. You can actually run this wire. It's really thin. The antenna wire for this is really thin, and you can just run it through there and then just run it to the booster. You plug it into your 12 volts and you're good. So, like I said, if you guys want any help with installing this booster, if you do get it, just direct message me on Twitter and I will help you out. I'll call you on the phone even, and I'll walk you through the steps. So when Chase got his booster for his truck when he was up there, I was on the phone with him and I helped him step by step. So I have a lot of experience with boosters because I started using boosters back in 2012 when I worked in the oil field in West Virginia. I was 10 miles from the tower. There was no service out there. So I had a Wilson booster and I installed it in my Jeep, and I had full signal, and I had AT&T, and that was 4G back then. AT&T, this is even before LTE. It was just regular 4G. And I used to get 15 to 20 down and like 1 megabit up, and I could do everything I need. I do my reports, phone calls, email. I mean, it was great. So boosters really work if you're in a remote area. So if you guys need any help, I got experience with it. Carlos has got a lot of experience with boosters too, so I'm sure he's willing to help you. So that's what we're here for. Might be good to add the link to the booster link to the description. Add the link to the, oh, okay. So, oh, like this. Okay, here, let me do this. Yeah, I can put this in here for you guys. Here you go. There's the link. So you can click on it. That's for that. So that goes to the website too. So and you can go to all the boosters. You just go up here to where it says boosters here, and you can pick which booster you want. So what I want to do now is I want to go to accessories. I want to show you guys something here. The specs. Let's see. Oh, here's the thing. It says, will this work for me too? A booster doesn't create cell phone signal. It picks up the outside cell phone signal, no matter how weak, and amplifies it inside the cradle for better talk, text, and data. So if you're too far from a tower, a booster is not going to magically make it appear. It's not going to work. Now, one thing that's going to help you too, once we get these satellite, AST Blue Walker 3 is testing the satellites here. Here we go. This here. Blue Walker 3. They're testing this. This satellite right here is being tested. Blue Walker 3. You can actually see this thing in the sky if you get clear skies. You just go to the Heavens Above app and you can see where it is. Yeah, see here? Go to let's see where it's at right now. See what's today, the 28th here. Let's go to the next week here. Oh, there's no passes right now. We lost all the passes. So there's no passes between now and January 9th. So it's on the other side of the earth. But we just missed the passes. So the 21st to the 26th, it was coming up every morning. So the next time, at least for me down here in Florida, the next time we got passes is going to be January 9th to the 19th. So 12th to the 18th, we got some more passes coming. So, but once this thing is done, then you're going to be able to get signal on your cell phone. So this satellite's going to send you, and you can use a booster. So if you have a cell phone booster turned on and you're in the middle of nowhere, so let's say that you're out in Arizona, out in the desert, there's no cell phone towers anywhere. If you have a cell phone booster, and then it's going to help you get this satellite. But you should be able to get this satellite without no booster. But see, it's using the same frequency bands. It's using band 2, band 5, band 66. It's using the same bands. And it's beaming this signal down to where there's no signal. Because this is a smart satellite. So it's not going to send any signal to where there's terrestrial towers. So if there is a tower network that's there, it's not going to send any it's only going to do it where there's no signal. And somehow there's going to be some kind of a beacon too. So like if you lose the terrestrial tower, the way it's going to work is you're sitting in the middle of the desert. Your phone is trying to connect to a terrestrial tower. There's no towers available. Then it's going to send out a special beacon out to the satellite saying, hey, I don't have any terrestrial towers. AST, send me a beam link down to me. So then it's going to hear your phone, and then it's going to activate one of the transmitters on this satellite. And it's going to beamform it straight to you down to your phone, and then bang, you're going to have full signal from that satellite. So if you use a cell phone booster, it's actually going to be able to help boost it up too, especially if you're in a forest area where you got a tree canopy and you need line of sight for the satellite. But if you have a booster and you're trying to reach the satellite, it's actually going to help you a little bit. So that's pretty good. Okay, let's go back here. Let's look at this. I want to look at the accessories. Okay, how do I get to accessories here? Let's see. All products. Oh, accessories. Okay, here. Because if you go to accessories, you go to the antenna here, mobile antennas, and I click on the spec sheet for this antenna, it will tell me all the frequency bands this thing can do. While we're talking here. Okay, here. Go down here. There should be a spec sheet. Here it is, right here. Spec sheet. Okay, let's look at this. This gives you detailed specs on the antenna. Okay, so it covers 700, 800, 1700, 1900. So band 12, 13, 17, 12, and 14. Band 5 and 1722 is 4 and 66. 1900 is band 2. So we got that. Okay, here. Oh, here. Let me make this bigger for you guys. I know some of you are going to be watching this on the replay, so I want to make sure I get this in here. Okay, so here's the specs for each band. Okay, here we go. And this shows you the gain too. So this shows you the different gain on here. So you got higher gain. The higher frequency you have, the higher gain an antenna does. So here you got 2.4. So here's the actual frequencies it boosts. So it boosts between 698 to 806. And it does 806 to 960. So it completely covers the very bottom end. It doesn't quite get to band 71 because band 71 is 600 megahertz. So it's close to it, but not. It may boost it just a teeny bit. So maybe we'll try that in the future too. We'll get some T-Mobile action going here near band 71, and we'll get the signal and sonar with the booster off, and we'll turn the booster on. Let's see. We'll test this out in the field, and we're going to see if it can boost band 71, even if it's just a little bit. So if it brings our signal up a little bit, then it does. Then you got 1710 to 1880, 1850 to 1990, and you got 1910 to 2170, and then you got 2300 to 2700. And of course, what band is that? Band 30 is up there. 2300 is actually band 30. And also, what else is in this band? Band 41. See? This antenna actually works on band 41. Even though it's a TDD band, it's not going to work quite as good. So let's see. This shows you the beam pattern on here too. So this is showing you the vertical. So this one on the left, the antenna is in the middle. So the antenna is transmitting out to the left on the horizon and to the right on the horizon. So this shows you the beam path. The top one shows you when you're looking down from the sky, from the top of the antenna. So this is showing you the 360 degree pattern out from it. So this is a different radiation patterns. So here 1700 is blue, 1900 is green, 2100 is red. So as you can see, so the one on the left, that's going from the antenna out, left and right, towards the horizon, towards the towers. The top one, the H plane, is looking straight down. So it's giving you a 360 degree look of how it's spreading out in all 3D. And as you see, the beam pattern is not always perfect either. That's why you're sometimes just turning your vehicle a little bit, sometimes you just drive in a circle and you watch your signal and you can max out your signal because you get one of these lobes. See, like if you're on band 2, you see you get a little bit more gain on one side over here than the other. So, because with signals, it's all not perfect. It's not a straight, smooth line. Look here, 2300, 2500, 2700. Look how jagged this is. So just being going downhill or uphill can change the way the pattern is too. Look at the H plane on the right. So depending on where you're at, depends on how the signal is. So driving in a circle while you're watching the signal will actually help you. And here's showing you peak gain here too. As you go from 700 megahertz on the left all the way to 950 on the right, as you see the signal goes up and down as gain, and then look on the right for megahertz. So as you see, as the higher you go in frequency, the less boosting you get, the less less signal gain you get. So it's pretty interesting. And here's the efficiency. It's all high tech stuff there. So anyway, I just want to show you guys that so you can see what the frequency bands it works on. So, and Weasel, what band is N70 on? What frequency exactly is N70?
N70.
Do you have that? Do you have it in front of you? Yeah.
I don't, but I can.
Oh, here,
real
look.
quick.
Here, let's look on here. This might tell you here, N70. That's
16
LTE.
Uplink is 1695 to 1710, and downlink is 1995 to 2020.
Okay, let me get back to the. Okay, so what was it again now?
Uplink is 1695 to 1710. And your
see there? It's not
is-
covered.
Yeah, nope. But it's
Yep.
covered. It looks like the downlink could be covered 1995 to 2020
1995
to
to 2020.
2020.
That's not covered either.
That's the second to last one, right?
Well, that was, yeah, okay, yeah. 1910 to 2170. Okay, so the downlink's covered. Your upload is not going to boost as much. Okay,
But
okay.
I think that's a downlink only band anyway for Dish.
Yeah, that's true. Let me look at the N70 band here. Let's see. N70 is down here. N70 is supplement to AWS, which is says here 1920. No, it has upload and download.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's upload and download. Yep. I don't know how many megahertz Dish has. Do they got like a 20 megahertz band of it?
It's pretty little if I remember. Let me I'm gonna look it up
Maybe
for
only
my
10?
market.
I know Spectrum Omega probably listed. I don't know if I have it
Yeah,
on the
that's
screen
where I'm
here.
looking. So
Oh, okay.
they have
I don't even have Spectrum Omega up here. I don't think.
that's the block 4, right?
Mm,
They have
I don't know.
AWS
I'd
4
have
or
to
is that
look it up.
AWS H? That's H.
It has. Yeah, it's H. Yeah, because
it's
4
H.
is actually
So
66.
They've only got
1, 2, and 3 is band 4.
and then okay. So they've only got 5 megahertz in my market.
Oh, see, that's not very much anyway. So
Let me
you're not going to lose.
take a look at Las Vegas.
Okay.
Take a look at Clark County.
Clark County, Nevada.
They only also have 5 megahertz there. So
But when you add 5 to the 20 event, what do they have of 66 and 66?
event,
20
let's
megahertz worth?
see. They
might have 30.
Yeah, they got.
They might have a
20 in
20.
Vegas, 20 in Vegas for 66.
Okay. So that gives you a 20 and a 5. Okay. And then the 71, they probably have what, 30?
They only have, I think, 15 or 20 of 71.
Oh, 15, 21. Okay.
So they got.
That's a little bit of bandwidth. And that's only 3 bands they got, right? 66, 70, and 71.
It looks like they have 10 megahertz in Vegas of N71.
Don't they have band 25 also? Or no, band 2? Or don't they have one of them?
They'll have N25, but I don't think that's until Sprint completely like relinquishes all of it.
Oh, okay. I thought T-Mobile got N25, and that's what they're deploying. N2 and N25. They're putting both them
got
together.
Some of it, but then they also had to sell off some of it, I believe, too.
Oh, okay. So,
They
the
sold
areas of
some
the
of it.
country where they didn't have much bandwidth, then they had to give it to Dish. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. Well,
That makes sense.
Sprint, had band 25, but then they also had the 3G portion of it too and stuff. So I think some of it got sold off, and then some of it's T-Mobile has kept.
A little sliver. Okay. Sounds good.
So,
All right.
real quick, in southern Utah, Dish only has 5 of N71.
Oh, okay.
Because what's really weird is T-Mobile has 25 megahertz, or sorry, 20 megahertz of 600. So they run 15 of N71 and 5 of band 71. But then the last 2 blocks F and G of 600 is owned by Altel ATN.
That was funny. F and G.
F and G.
That just sounded funny when you said that. F and G.
F and
I guess that's going to be the hashtag of the night.
F and G. There you go. But yeah. Anyway, block F and G is owned by Altel, ATN, which I'm guessing AT&T owns that now, or maybe Verizon owns that.
Verizon has that.
600 block, right? Verizon has a couple of 600 blocks, right?
I don't think so.
Deployed,
they don't own any 600 megahertz. No.
Oh, I thought they did. Maybe it's band 41 or the 2500 that I'm thinking of. But I know out here Altel was sold off to AT&T, but I'm just really curious who actually owns those 2 blocks of 600. That's 10 megahertz that somebody's got out here, or at least in this, the market that my area covers, because I go into a tiny bit of Nevada for my licenses.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I forgot to talk a little bit about SureCall too. They got the SureCall stuff. So here's the over-the-road trucker version of it's called Fusion 2 Go 3.0 over-the-road signal booster. Yeah, let's see what the specs is on that. Oh, no specs. Oh, that's great. No specs. Good job there. Carrier support. 700, 800, 1900. So it's the same as WeBoost, pretty much. So there you go. So you got the SureCall option too. And I think Carlos runs SureCall in his. He's got the shark fin one. Is one he's got.
Yep.
Yeah, MS says Dex on a Pixel would be fantastic. But see, I think Dex is proprietary for Samsung, so nobody's going to get it. Do you think Pixel should stick to Qualcomm for the... Yeah, I think Qualcomm makes the best modem. So I think anybody uses Qualcomm modem. And there's a reason why Apple's going to Qualcomm modems, because the Intel shit was garbage. Instead of a Samsung modem, yep. Well, Samsung doesn't have a modem. They are using Qualcomm. It might be good to add the link to the booster link to the description. Okay, I did. Oh, there it is. Red, you were asking for it. Hating Pickle. Okay, that's right. Do not cause a car accident driving in circles. Well, I'm talking about being in a parking lot or out in the middle of a desert when you're trying to connect to a cell phone tower. That's what I'm talking. I'm not talking about driving circles down the interstate, because if you're driving down the interstate, you're already moving. So I'm just talking about sitting still. But yeah, you don't want to go on the shoulder of the road and say, "Oh, I need a better signal. I'm going to drive in a circle, go from the berm and cross 2 lanes of traffic and get hit." Of course, I know where I'm saying do that. Of course, funny. Samsung makes their own modems too. Remember, Pixel use it. Yeah, that's true. They got that, but the Qualcomm is definitely the best modem. So I don't think the Samsung modem is worth a crap. Qualcomm is amazing, and the new GigaMIMO and the other antennas tech they're making is amazing. So, and of course, we're never going to have GigaMIMO in the phone because you have to have 4,000 antenna modules in the phone. I don't think we'll ever get that high. So I don't know. Maybe sometime we'll get to 8x8 MIMO in a phone. But see, the thing is, the bigger the antenna module, the bigger the phone has to be. So you're limited. You can't put a great big antenna module on these phones. You just can't do it. I mean, unless you make the whole backside of this phone a phased array or a massive MIMO panel. You could put 16 by 16 antennas on the back of this, but the only thing is you can't do that because there's enough room. I mean, you could make this phone thicker and put a 16 by 16 massive MIMO panel on the back of your phone. I mean, that is possible, but not right now. Not until technology makes this stuff smaller. So once the phone gets smaller, the battery, once we go to the solid state battery, the solid state battery is going to be smaller and it'll have triple the capacity and faster charging times. Then they can maybe make a bigger antenna module and connect to the towers better. So that's coming up. Technology is going to get better for the phones. It's just going to take time. Nanotechnology is making the phones better. So there you go. I ditched 7 for a 14 Pro Max. I got better speeds and signal home now. There you go. I heard Apple was switching away from all Qualcomm with the 15 series. I hope I'm wrong. Yeah.
I wouldn't
Yeah,
be
that could
surprised
that,
if
that could be a
Apple's-
bad move.
I don't know though. I wouldn't be surprised if Apple's been. I don't think they have been, but developing their own modem in house. Because now they've got their M1 and M1 Max processors that are killing everything else practically.
Mm-hmm.
So if they could do the same with the modem, that would be probably pretty freaking awesome.
That's true. Very true. All right. Well, that just wraps up this stream here. We've been on here three and a half hours. We got 11 people left, so most people already went to bed. So I'm ready to make some food. I just got up just a little bit ago, so I haven't even ate yet. I got my coffee, but I didn't eat yet. So that's it. This is the last live stream of the year. Thank you, everybody, for supporting me for 2022. Got a lot of good stuff coming in 2023. We're kicking off 2023 with CES, Consumer Electronics Show. And we'll be live streaming out there showing you all the new stuff coming out. And I really hope Qualcomm has a booth out there and they're demonstrating the GigaMIMO and the 256 by 256 massive MIMO. I hope they're out there. I hope Ericsson's out there. You know, this is a consumer electronics show. So most of the time, they're not out there showing stuff because it's not really consumer. It's consumer product. It's something that you can buy, like phones and boosters and stuff. The technology wise out there, you're not going to buy massive MIMO antennas and install them on cell phone towers. The carriers are going to do that. So that stuff's a little different. So, but if there's anybody out there that's actually showing tech, not necessarily showing consumer tech, we're definitely going to be out there. We're going to live stream. So if we do catch one of them booths out there where they're doing it, we're going to live stream and we're going to talk to the guys out there and they're going to tell us what's coming out and everything. So it's going to be excited times in 2023. We're going to do good. So hopefully we'll grow the channel bigger and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of good things coming. And there's a possible, breaking news for me and the channel after CES. So if that thing happens, of course, the only person that knows that thing is Carlos. Well, Greg might know too. I'm sure Greg knows. But there's a possibility something very spectacular is going to happen and it's going to completely change my life and make it so much better. So hopefully I can make that announcement to you and show you that. So something very big may be happening. So stay tuned, everybody.
Shit.
Oh shit! I think you probably figured it out.
I got an idea.
You probably got an idea, yeah. So we'll see what happens, but I'm really excited. I'm going to be flying out to 3rd, flying out with Spirit Airlines, and I'm going to be going live from the jet airplane too, because I paid for the live streaming. Yes, I paid for the live streaming. So yeah, I'm going to be live streaming at 40,000 feet in the air, going 600 miles an hour using Wi-Fi on the plane. We're going to test it out and see how well. I don't know what company Spirit uses for Wi-Fi on their plane. I don't know if it's the HughesNet garbage with the 2000 ping. I don't know. So the live stream may be like a skunky live stream and maybe just terrible. So I don't know. We're going to do it. So once we get up in the air and we get it all figured out, I'm going to go live from my S22 Ultra and I'm going to live stream. I'm going to pull up my Streamlabs and we're going to do live stream. So if you guys are around, I think my flight takes off around 7 p.m. on Tuesday night. So that's when I normally do my live stream. So I'm not doing a live stream from home next week because I'm going to be heading out to Vegas. But once I'm up in the air, I'm going to go live and talk to you guys for a little bit and see how the stream goes. So make sure you guys look out for the live stream next Tuesday on the airplane. And then, of course, once we get to Vegas, we're going to be doing a lot of different live streams. And probably what I'm going to do is go have a lot of little live streams. Just go live and just say, we may be out to eat, just eating dinner and stuff. When we're at Hell's Kitchen, if they let us, video or live stream, I don't know if Hell's Kitchen even has that, but we're going to be all eating at Hell's Kitchen. So, Carlos is hooking us up with a reservation. So maybe we'll go live from Hell's Kitchen and say, hey guys, we're live, So it's going to be a fun week and we're going to do a lot of little live streams and stuff. So we're going to have a blast. And we want you guys as the viewers to join us and have fun with us. So it's pretty cool. And some of the people coming out to Vegas are actually just channel members, channel viewers, subscribers. So they don't even have a YouTube channel, but they want to come out and experience it. So it's pretty cool. So it's amazing. And then it's actually bringing some people in to doing YouTube, like you Weasel there, you thinking about doing a channel and stuff. So that's pretty cool.
Yo.
Yeah. So I see you guys already doing the hashtags already there too. So we got
I've been really
Eat the Bear.
thinking about doing a channel for years and years, but
I think you should.
More so hopping on with you guys, kind of just.
Well, yeah, and I appreciate you coming on with us. Yeah, it's fun having you on the live streams there.
It's fun.
And sorry, Caleb couldn't come on tonight. You know, he has to work, so he's a busy
Life
guy
happens.
up there. So with his new job, so work comes first. So that's the special. Yogi is delicious. What is that? Apple might make a good modem. I don't know. I don't know if they can pull that off. Now they did pretty good with the antenna module that they hooked up to the Qualcomm. And they made a custom transceiver so they can get all the bands, make it a worldwide phone, and more N bands too. So I mean, Apple did a really good job with the 14. The 13 was good, but the 14 was really good. So yeah, I'm excited to see what they do for the 15 next year. So for sure. 2 Live Crew, yes, Mod Squad. Thank you for the mods. Thank you guys for the donations and the support. And if you don't have the money to donate, and you could do buy me a coffee, you could do PayPal, you could do super chats and all that. But if you can't donate, just watch my content. I have tons and tons of live streams, replays. Some of them are 3-4 hours long. So if you're bored, you can watch the channel there and learn some stuff. I have lots of good topics over the last couple of years. So good stuff to watch. The more you watch, the more you share, the more you like, the more money I make off YouTube. So I think I got more money coming from YouTube. Also, let's see what I got coming here. Let's see. Let me look to see where I'm at here. Let me refresh my page here. I'm at my Google Payment Center. Okay, so right now I'm at $36.47. So that's what I'm at right now. So once I get up to $100, then they're going to pay me again. So today's the 28th. So yeah, so with the super chats and the memberships coming in and my ad revenue. So yeah, if you guys watch, share and all that stuff, you should be able to push me over to where I'll get a little bit over $100 on January 21st when my next payout is. So that sounds good. So yeah. And of course I'll probably just do another giveaway. I mean, I've already given away like $100 already this year. And then last Christmas I gave a couple $100 too. So, yep. So I like giving back, you know, because I'm not broke. I got a really good job. I'm blessed. Everything's good. Santa Claus was really good to me. I got approved for a new vehicle. Well, not a new vehicle, but a newer vehicle. So yeah, I'm excited about that. So yeah, I'll make sure I'll do a live stream on that too. Once I get it, I'll go live and let you guys take a look at it. And maybe we'll take her down the road and say, hey, a live stream from the new RFK Tech vehicle there. So yeah, thank you everybody for your support. And yeah, there's a good one. Last live stream of the year. That's true. And let's see. And hopefully Carlos is doing better. I know he was sick. So, and if you haven't seen Carlos doing a live stream, that's why, because he's been sick a little bit. So he's getting over the cold or something. So hopefully he gets that out of his system before we all come down there. So hopefully we don't catch nothing on the plane to give it to everybody. But the thing is, you're traveling by plane. You're going to be at CES where there's thousands and thousands of people. So, I mean, germs are going to spread. I mean, that's just the way it is. We're all human beings. We got germs. What is this? F and G.
F and G.
Oh, F and G. Yeah. Go live during burnouts. Yeah, do burnouts. It'll probably do burnouts. It's got 5.7 Hemi in that sucker. It's only 2-wheel drive.
We might be able to do a couple lives with some burnouts down in Vegas. I know someone who could probably.
Oh well, we already know Carlos can do burnouts.
That's
I think he was talking about me going live with burnouts. But yeah, Carlos.
You'll have a freaking Hemi now.
Yeah. Well, I had a Hemi in my 2014 Jeep Grand Cherokee I had back when I was in West Virginia when I was working in an oil field.
Oh, nice.
I had that, and it was good. Now it wouldn't smoke the tires because it was all-wheel drive, and those Jeeps just grab really good. Now, the 2-wheel drive version of the Jeeps and the Durangos, they have the traction control. So the only way you could do a burnout is you have to disable the traction control, and then you could probably do one. But with the Jeeps, even if you disable the traction control, it wouldn't do a burnout just because it's all-wheel drive. So and you can't shut the front axle down. So that's okay. But we're all good with that. So, all right. Well, thank you everybody for tuning in this week. Glad you got to come by and say hi. And we'll see you guys next week for CES. And that's it for this week. And enjoy the replay for everybody that missed it tonight. So, oh yeah, and thanks trolls for the views. I don't know why they would do that. Why would they do that? It's just completely stupid to do that. So, but whatever. They want to give me money that way. I don't care. It's all good. All right. So we'll see you guys next week. Let's put up some raccoon rabies. Ah! And some skunky. Ah! And the skunk ape. Yeah, there we go. And let's play you some drone videos while we exit out this stream here. Let me get back down here and say, okay, here we go. See you guys later. Peace.